So welcome everyone back to session 2 of Creatures in Catacombs. If you missed session 1, it's because you weren't sitting at the table, because when we recorded I screwed up the audio and so I was not able to broadcast it. So the quick recap for anybody who's joining us on video is that the adventurers were 0 level adventurers. They were apprentices. They were not yet level 1, and they were under the stewardship of Balrog's Blade, an adventuring group, and that adventuring group decided to take them along on their first training mission, where it was supposed to be an easy ride. They were just going to guard a merchant caravan on the way to a port town and sell it, and then on the way back it was supposed to be quiet, easy, but instead they got attacked by kobolds who dug a pit trap in the middle of the road and just dropped the entire wagon directly into a 20-foot pit, and then attacked from above and caught them all as captured as prisoners, and mutilated the Balrog's Blade by cutting off their right hands. And it was up to the hero, the want-to-be heroes, the apprentices, to break out of the kobolds' prison, rescue their own former masters, and bust their way out of find their way out of the dungeons and out into the open, which they were able to do with no loss of life. The merchant, Cedric, also survived, although obviously all of his merchant goods were lost. So after you guys managed to escape, you get out into the open, and you made the decision that it was closer to just continue walking to the city that you were going to go to, which is Deep River Run is what the name of it is. And Deep River Run is a large trading port, and it's an independent city. It is not run by the Empire because it's not directly on the coast. It's like a mile-wide river that's going deep all the way into the interior, and a trading town has been set up on Deep River Run, not directly related to the Empire. So the law and order and stuff is a little bit different and a little less strict than it would be on, say, an Empire-controlled town. Cedric, the merchant, tells you guys that once you finally get him to town, that he would like to continue hiring your services because now that he's arriving at town without any of the stuff that he was supposed to bring, he may still need your protection. And he says it's kind of a bit of a rough and tumble town. Out of character, I will say, kind of picture a medieval Mos Eisley, okay, from Star Wars. It's you know, there's some shenanigans and stuff that's going on. There's law and order around, but how strict it is, how good it is, not that great. So when you get into town, there's the buildings, some of them are dilapidated, some of them are very nice. There's of course no building codes or anything like that. So it comes like, oh, I want a church, and they just build it right where it is. There's no, there doesn't seem to be any structure. The town just kind of grew up where it was, basically out of the port. You'll see one of the ships at the port here, but there's actually 3 main docks at this port. You can see one ship that's already being loaded and offloaded at the same time. You can see them loading up stuff here, then taking stuff off and unloading for efficiency purposes at the dock. You can hear, even out there, you can hear the familiar sounds of the gulls as they're circling around overhead the ships and stuff, because there are always some people fishing and things like that. And Cedric says, yeah, I'm going to pay you guys, I'm going to continue to pay you guys if you don't mind, in order to protect me, because I'm going to have to do some explaining how I lost my shipment. And he seems kind of hesitant about that. But before we get too much further, so we have Mike, who is playing the halfling wizard Ragnar.
Yes.
We have Steven, who's playing the human druid Felix. And then off camera, we have Kalo, who is playing the wood elf ranger. Jared, who's playing the Wood Elf Ranger, Kalo, excuse me, and Alex, who's also off camera, who's playing the human paladin Cygnus. So that is our adventuring party. So you guys are coming into the city, or the town, I should say. It's a large town from this direction here. And you're walking along, and Cedric says to you, he goes, look, the first thing I'm going to do, because obviously I'm paying you your wages, that is not a problem, because the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking you guys to the Belching Mermaid, and I'm gonna get you guys some drinks because it's been a long few days and so you guys are walking along, and this is the Belching Mermaid right here. You walk along here, and all of a sudden there's a voice that comes out from the side over here. It's kind of a rough, deep voice. And it goes, "Who's that? Cedric, is that you?" And you look over in here, and in between the buildings are a number of non-Harvard law types that are standing around there. One of them's kind of big belly, but he looks like he's got like muscle fat, you know what I mean? Like he looks like he's overweight, but at the same time you can tell he's got some big beefy muscles under there as well. And he goes, "Yeah, Cedric, yeah, why don't you come on over here? That is you. I didn't recognize you. You're missing something. Why don't you come over here and talk to me?" And Cedric, the merchant, heads over and he kind of looks at you guys. He goes, "Go like that." And it seems like he knows this guy.
Are these the guys?
He's
worried about?
He just kind of looks at you like, have your eyes open kind of a thing. He kind of gives you like that, and he goes like, "Hey, Blubber, how you doing, Blubber?" And that's what he's calling the guy, is Blubber, right? And Blubber's like, "Cedric, yeah, ooh, you look a little rough for the little wear and tear going on. What's happening? We were expecting your shipment 2 days ago, and instead you show up with some people in tow, but that's not what we were looking for now, was it?" And Cedric seems very nervous. These guys have their weapons prominently displayed. They're very much ruffian types. Could be sailor types. You're not really sure. I mean, obviously sailors don't wear uniforms, and there's a lot of them in this town. But they're not brandishing the weapons. They don't have their hands on the hilt or anything like that. They're just prominently displayed so that you can see that they're armed. And Blubber, who's doing all the talking to Cedric, isn't making any threatening moves, but there's clearly some kind of social dominance that's going on. He's not making any threatening moves. He's not like he's going to cut him or anything like that. But he's asking questions, and Cedric goes, "Well, we ran into a little problem, and there were some kobolds, and he's kind of like looking around, trying to find the right words to it. You can see that he feels like Cedric is on the spot. That there's clearly a relationship between these two. And he's like, he's kind of like looking down and kicking the stones as he's trying to figure out what he's like, "Well, the shipment, it didn't make it. It didn't make it like that." And Blubber looks at him and he's like, Did I hear him right? Did he say it didn't make the shipment? Look, if it's a choice between you not making it or the shipment not making it, it's probably better that, you don't make it than the shipment. Wouldn't you agree, Cedric?" And Cedric's like, no, it's going to be fine. We're going to take care of it for you. Do you guys do or say anything?
Yeah, I get between him and Cedric.
Okay.
My halberd.
Okay. So, Cygnus the Paladin gets very chivalrous. Is this you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you move up in front and you stand in between. Do you draw your blade?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you draw your blade. All right. And Blubber sees you draw your blade look like that, and he gets like the jock mentality snark smile on his face and goes, "Oh boys, we got a live one here, don't we? Oh, He-Man. What are you doing there? Your knighthood? What you doing?" He's basically mocking you, but he's also not reaching for his weapon. But he's mocking you socially very much.
I think you ought to take a step back, Clover.
It's a public area. There's no law that says I can't be standing here. You're the one that moved into my space. Maybe you should take a step back.
Cedric and the rest of us, we just survived a full-scale kobold attack out of the wilds.
Oh my God, that's awful. Isn't that guy like the guys, the stooges behind him?
Are they wearing uniforms?
No, they're not wearing uniforms. They're very much. They very much look like.
Kind of brigand types.
Yeah, kind of brigand types, but they've got like cutlasses and things like that. They're probably ship guys. They're probably sailors / pirates. But at the same time, they clearly are. They're low key menacing. They're not. There's no overt threat. You don't feel like they're ready to spring into action and start stabbing anybody. You feel very strongly like he's putting some kind of pressure on Cedric because clearly there was some sort of an arrangement. And based on the way Cedric is responding, Cedric was aware that that arrangement was in place. Like he had agreed to it. Maybe willingly or not, you're not sure. But the blubber seems to, he's talking about a shipment that's missing, and Cedric is apologizing, saying, no, well, we lost the shipment from the, and he's not expecting a good response, but at the same time, he's not running for his life at this time. So he's still trying to keep it all on the social level, and right now Blubber is also keeping it on that level, but of course with the power dynamic of looking down at him and that kind of jock type attitude, if you will.
The peaceful talk, but you owe me.
Correct. I'm in control. I'm in so much control here. I don't need to draw my weapon to show my dominance.
Yeah.
So and he goes. Oh, hold on. Maybe we have. You know what? Let's do a dialogue. He looks back at his buddies, of course, and he's like, we should do a dialogue. Right? Half of them don't know what the word dialogue means. We're like, yeah, do a dialogue. Yeah. So he's like, we'll do a dialogue. Look, I'm gonna guess. You said you just survived with Cedric a bunch of, was it dragons?
Kobolds.
Close enough.
A pit trap on the road.
Oh.
They have an extensive dungeon out in the woods.
Oh my God! He kind of mocks you. He's like he's clutching his pearls. Oh, they got you, did they? His idiots are giggling.
Can I?
And so his idiots are
I look
giggling.
back to the crew and I'm like, can I slit his throat? Can we like?
You're the paladin?
I don't know if that's per se
I don't know.
your sphere of influence, pal.
I'm the log here. I'm coming to town.
So he says, well, he goes, so do you say I'm the law here to them?
But is murder in a public road like good law?
So he goes, I have a question for you. He goes, do you work for Cedric? Has he hired you?
For now, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Cedric works for me. And so, I guess technically that means you work for me too. He goes, now we're just having a nice conversation. Nobody's going to get hurt unless you want to force somebody to get hurt, but that doesn't sound very law and ordery to me.
If anyone's getting hurt today, it's not going to be me. It'll be you.
Ah, well.
The merchant got his hand cut off too, correct?
No, he did not.
He did not.
No, he was in the cage with you.
He was
Still
just severely
right.
injured from being beaten.
Right, he was severely injured, but he was in the cage with you. He was not beaten up because he was dressed in civilian clothes, kind of like you guys were, because the attack was at night. And the kobolds only cut off the hand of the Balrog's blade because they were guarding at night, so they were all in their armor and weapons and stuff. So they figured you guys were all just.
He's not like armored up or anything.
No, he's not. He's just wearing
I'm
regular.
armored up.
Right, he's just wearing regular street clothes. He's just got a cutlass and stuff like that. And you feel that this guy is most of his life he's gotten by on a 78 IQ and an extra 100 pounds than most people have, and a whole lot of disregard for other people's well-being if it suited him enough.
A lot of bravado.
Yes, an awful lot of bravado. So he says, look, he goes, this here, it's between Cedric and me. Well, actually, to be honest, it's not really between Cedric and me. And he looks over at Cedric and goes, isn't that right? That's between you and the dragon lady, isn't it? And Cedric demurs very quickly. He just his head kind of goes down like this and goes, yeah, I gotta talk to the dragon lady. I mean, his voice goes down and he becomes beta really, really fast.
He's
Cedric
curled
does.
up in a ball.
Right, he's in verbal fetal position right now because he realizes Blubber had him concerned. The dragon lady, you just see him all of a sudden, he's just like, yeah, no, I know I gotta make it right. I'll make it right. It's gonna be okay.
Is she a well-known figure? Somebody I might have heard about, or?
Oh, the dragon lady? Oh yeah, she's real popular around these parts. You don't know who the dragon? And he kind of, all of a sudden he breaks off into this big smile as he realizes what's going on. And he looks over at Cedric and he goes, you didn't tell him who you are, did you? He looks over at you and he goes, ah. He goes, you don't know what you've gotten yourself into, my friend, but you're about to find out. Don't gotta worry about me. You'll have to deal with the dragon lady. Cedric, I wish you all the best. May whatever God you believe in be with you. But I said, and he looks at Cedric and he goes, Well, I suggest you go talk to her right away because she's not the patient type. You might find a way out of it if you go to her, but if you make her come looking for you, yeah, no, that never ends well. Have a lovely day. And him and his buddies just kind of saunter off, and they head into the inn. They come around the corner and head into the inn, kind of subconsciously telling you, if you don't go directly to the Dragon Lady, but instead go into the inn, we're going to see it happen. You know what I mean? They're sort of they're spying on you by going to the very location that you were probably most likely tavern, the Belching Mermaid. These guys here all kind of pack up and walk around, and they head into the tavern proper, at the Belching Mermaid. And so you realize that if you were to go in there, he is going to clearly send one of his stooges to go to the Dragon Lady and let him know that Cedric is not following orders and is avoiding her. And Cedric looks at you guys and goes, "Look, we gotta go to the Dragon Lady. We just do."
What exactly was in that shipment, Cedric?
And he like stutters for a second, and then his eyes literally start to well up with tears. And he goes, "I don't want to do it, man. I don't have any choice. It's Dreaming Dragonflower. They make me bring it." So, and Dreaming Dragonflower is basically, the short version, it's opium.
I was gonna say, it sounds like he's pushing drugs.
Right, he goes, I don't have any choice. He goes, I've gotta go talk to her. I've gotta let her know that I'll get another shipment as soon as possible. And then after that, if that ends up being okay, then we're okay and I can release you guys. But I gotta kind of have some protection when I go talk to the Dreaming Dragon Lady, because they can be kind of rough. You imagine that if an opium den doesn't get its shipment of opium, the fine stewards of said establishment are not.
Why did you come back here, Cedric?
Because
There's plenty of other towns.
Because my wife and child are here and they've got her under surveillance.
All right, we're gonna go to your wife and kids. We're gonna get you and them out of this town, first and foremost.
So, and we get out of this town and we go to another town, and there's going to be another dealer there, and it's all part of the same network. There's no running from this. I have to make it right wherever I go, and we just have to make it right, and I can do that. He goes, I just need you to go with me into the Dragon's Den, and it should be a short conversation, if I'm lucky, and we'll get it ironed out. And then
how do you expect to iron it out, Cedric, if you don't have the drugs that you were pushing?
I have to go back and get some. I just have to buy an extension. That's all. They pay me. They pay me for what I do. It's a carrot and a stick. I get paid really well for what I do, but if I don't perform, they literally cut off people's arms. They cut off people's noses. They let you know. I'm in a rock and a hard place, and I'm just a merchant. I didn't want any of this. If I could go back to just selling my usual pots and pans and other things, I would in a heartbeat. But the Dreaming Dragon trade is just all spread out through the lands. There's hardly a place you can go to that it's not there. So, and whatever is there, it's not enough of a place that I could do enough trade there to make it up on my own. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't make it on a living going to just the places that don't have us. So he basically begs you to go to the Dreaming Dragon with him, and just to monitor the conversation with the Dragon Lady.
We don't draw our
How much does he pay us?
He tells you.
I think so.
He tells you that he's gonna on top of what he's already paid. He paid your previous things. He's gonna pay you each another 25 gold, which 25 gold each for one day's thing is like.
That's a lot.
That's
money.
That's money.
Yeah, that's a good.
So,
that's a good body
he
right
would
there.
take that money and get on a boat
Right, but the problem is, like you said,
with his kids.
so who he's wrapped in with is like dealing with like a large style cartel.
Yeah.
So like
There.
what he's saying is
Can't
he
be
could
that
have
widespread.
he could have all the money in the world, But if he goes to any other like major town or anything large enough where he can make a living and survive, someone's seen him.
Literally imagine the cocaine distribution network in the 1980s.
Right.
Sure. So
Like
it's
really big.
any town that you could go to,
Scaled estimate.
right? Any town that you could go to that it's not there is such a small town you couldn't earn a living.
Right.
Is basically what he's saying. So he's between this rock and a hard, and he looks sincere. Like his eyes were welled up. That you believe him. That he doesn't want to do any of this, but he's got to ensure it. He's to the point where it's like I just have to move the ball to the next day. He's in that kind of daily survival mode, and then if there's ever an opportunity to get out, he's absolutely going to take it. But right now, what he's saying is his wife and child are under watch. In case there's any wrongdoing, and if he doesn't behave the way that he's supposed to, he doesn't get hurt. His wife and child do. These are not nice people.
I think we have to go to the wife and kids.
I think we will have to, but like they said, the longer we wait to go and confront this lady, because he's gonna have to talk to her. There's just no doubt in the question. He's gonna come face to face with this lady, and the longer it takes, the worse terms it's gonna be for him. I say we approach her.
Let's go see how bad this is.
Yeah, approach her with haste, see how bad it is, and this way we're not making her.
He says to you, he looks at you and he says, in principle, he goes, I agree with everything that you say. And you feel like he's not giving you a load of crap. He's being honest. He goes, because you can see in his head, he's worked this out 1,000 times. He goes, right now, if we run, we literally run on foot. They're going to catch us. And then if we board a ship to go somewhere, I can guarantee you that any ship that we're on is probably going to have traders on the ship with them that'll be paid good money to bring me back as headhunters. He goes, there's no escaping it from where we're at right now. Maybe at some point, he goes, but right now our best option is just for me to make it right with the dragon lady. And he's pleading with you because he knows if he goes in there without protection, it's going to go way worse for him.
Oh.
Yeah, I say not avoid it. We go see this lady while she's in the best mood we can possibly obtain.
He goes, look, listen, here's what I'm going to tell him. I'll be right up front. This is what I'm going to tell him. The last time, the people that I hired weren't good enough to protect the shipment, but you guys were the guys that saved us, and so I'm hiring you to protect the shipments from now on, and so the shipments are going to be safe. And once they know that if you're going to be the ones protecting the shipments, they'll want you to be safe too, because they want the shipments to make it through. As soon as they think that you're in the fold, we're all good. And he goes, that's all I'm trying to do.
We may be able to convince some of her people to get back to that Kobold place on their own time, get that back too.
Oh, true. Yeah.
We can worry about us.
We got a bunch of kobolds that are going to be hopped up on opiates in a little bit. So I don't know about that either.
Well, we can tell them a for sure location of where they can go back and retrieve their shipment while we obtain a new one. That way we can get everything that they want from our end, and she knows where she can obtain her lost product. And she has people that can do that.
Yeah.
Let's go with him and just see how this plays out.
Observe. Let's have a chat. I don't want to get stuck in a situation where we're surrounded or.
Okay. So you guys head over, and as you're walking this way, you decided to go. You're walking this way, and of course you see the usual town folk. These guys are not here. They went, Blubber and his buddies went into the Belching Mermaid. You go past there, and this is the Dreaming Dragon Den. Not an ideal place. I mean, like, some of the boards are mismatched. It's not a high quality place.
It looks like an opium.
It looks like an opium den, okay, is for lack of a better description. But as you're walking along here, you look down this way here, and then you see there are 3 robed figures. And they're not in like nice, shiny, beautiful clerical type robes or mage robes or anything like that. They're kind of shabby robes. I mean, like literally you see like patches that are on them. They're enough in the same colors and whatnot that they're clearly together, working with each other on something. But whatever it is, they're not well funded, is what the appearance is. But you can hear them shouting, and they have a small crowd there. And it's mostly like there's some older women, there's some old men, there's like some housewives that apparently have nothing better to do with their time or whatever it is, but you can hear them talking a little bit too loudly, and they're saying to the people that are, he goes, "Now is the time to repent to the dark gods. They have been absent too long, and when they waken from their slumber, they will seek those who have not been repentant to them, and they will bring decimation to all of you. It is now, and now alone, before they come, that you must act in order to survive. None shall survive this cataclysm unless they repent fully before the gods of darkness." Think of it. We were all born in total darkness, and sure, the gods of light have come for a while, but they can only hold the darkness back for so long. And you don't see any weapons that they're like that, but they're basically just, and they're not antagonizing. They're not like pushing anybody or anything like that. They're literally just preaching this dark gospel, if you will. And this one lady, she's like, "Well, oh, I'm sorry. What should we do?" And she like takes a coin purse out and she like hands it over to him. And he grabs hold of it and he looks at it and he kind of looks up at her and he gets this like evil grin on his face. He goes, and he dumps it out on the ground. He goes, "What use have the gods for the wealth of this world? They have all power." And he like kicks the coins and they kind of scatter through the street to like make his point. He goes, "The dark gods care nothing for wealth or opulence. They care about souls and obedience." And he looks at this one lady and he goes, "What they care about is your children. Will you sacrifice your children by giving one to the order so that they can be trained in the ways of the Dark Lords?" So not as a sacrifice, not as like a physical kill, but he's talking about as to
Surrender one over to be raised.
to be indoctrinated. Now he's not holding.
Sickness, are you okay with that?
Now he's not.
This whole town is a cesspool. We're gonna need a proper cleanse. Oh man,
Definitely.
and I will lead this. I will lead this cleanse,
Right.
Because this is too much.
So he's not physically.
I don't like cults.
He's not physically threatening anybody. In other words, he doesn't have a sword out, right? He's not holding anybody hostage. He's giving the future will be horrible if you don't do this
The
type
sales
thing.
pitch for the dark side.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Join the dark side. We have cookies, right? So.
Kill the children, you'll be powerful.
Correct. And basically what he's saying, he's going on, he's like, if you have like 4 children and stuff, then give us but one at least to show the Dark Lords, and they will be well cared for, and they will be fed, and they will learn the ways of the Dark Lords, so that when the time of redemption comes, they will lead your family to safety, because the gods will know in your hearts that you sacrificed what is most powerful, that was most valuable to you. The very children you gave to them, and that is the honor that they seek. So he literally kicked the coins away. So he's not like asking for cash or anything.
wants their souls.
He literally, this is like a true believer kind of guy.
Who's in charge of this town?
Nobody.
Who's in charge?
This is a border town.
I know it's a border town, but you got a governor or a magistrate or somebody, right?
Chances are it's like 4 or 5 old guys that probably make money off of every business in here. And that's not going to change spit, because that means they're wrapped in with the dragon.
I know you guys are adventurer types, but I don't know. We gotta shut this down.
One thing at a time.
I have but a man of the forest, so I'm out of my element.
So Cedric says, he looks over and he goes, boy, that's they used to be around like a few months ago. He goes, but they're getting more brash, that's for sure. And he goes, but you can see he's wrapped up in his own problems. He can't deal with that. Mm-hmm. They're not forcing him to do something, so right now they're not high on his list. So he brings you guys around to go into the Dreaming Dragon Den. And you come in, and you see this right here. You step inside, and you see in this crappy little place, with dim lighting through just the windows alone, there's a number of people that are laying on cots. Some of them in their own squalor, that are just laying there, right, and they are just completely spaced. And there's like a little dish that's next to them that has like a little pipe that's smoking or whatever it is. And you can tell clearly that this is the effects of smoking the Dreaming Dragon drug, and that's what they call it. They call it chasing the dragon, and where you dream the dreams of the dragon and stuff. And it appears to be very.
Just on a side note, walking in here,
Mm-hmm.
my character is gonna take the hood of his, like, the animal handling cloak that I got
Okay,
from the previous, like, adventurers.
right,
I'm kinda gonna, like, side shuttle the hood to the side, so,
Okay.
like, if I start getting into a place where I know breathing's not gonna be the greatest,
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
okay. So you're,
I know what squalor
it-
smells like I'm
it-
doing this.
it smells kind of nasty. I mean, there's a mixture of, basically fecal matter and then the drug itself.
Yeah.
Because there's people that have been here for, they're emaciated, they've been here for some period of time or whatever it is. And, and they basically, smoke until they die or whatever, until, as they come back time and time again. And there's we're gonna say the word gentleman, who comes up and sees you there, and he's kind of dressed in ratty clothes like that. And he goes, "Oh, welcome to the Dreaming Dragon. Don't mind, I can bring out more cots. There's certainly room for everyone. We're happy to help you. What may we do for you?"
We look at Cedric.
Oh, okay.
So with him.
Right. Cedric kind of looks down. He goes, "Oh, we're not customers. We're here to see the dragon lady." So he goes, "Cedric! Oh, we're always happy to see you. That's wonderful." And he's like, "I need to talk to her about missing a shipment." He goes, "Oh, she's not going to be happy to see you." And
Great to see you.
right. And he calls up, and there's an upstairs to the place, and he calls up, and when you look up here, there's stairs going up. And there's literally like an iron door on the top of the stairs up here that she's behind, and she looks down, and she says, Cedric, my love," and she's kind of skinny. She's just wearing some robes. They're not squalor though. They're somewhat nicer, but they're not they're certainly not nobility quality, but they're very serviceable and clean at least. But her face is kind of a little bit drawn. She's got like some pimples and stuff on it because she literally lives in this environment of, So, and she looks down at Cedric and she says, "Oh, you are 2 days too late. You best have a good reason for it." And he kind of he does this kick in the ground kind of thing again. He's looking around. He's like, I'm going to be a few more days late. The shipment was lost. It was just lost. And her voice gets very stern very quickly. And she's like, "How was it lost?" He goes, "Well, there were some kobolds, and they took it from us. They took it from us. But these guys rescued me, and we're going to go back and we're going to get it. So it's just going to be a couple more days, and we're going to get it." And she goes, "You're not going to get it. Kobolds? You're going to have a lot bigger problems than kobolds, Cedric. I've had enough of you. This is the second time you've been late. Boys!" And her eyes go like that, and the door's open here. And she's apparently used to handling things in one way. A couple of goons come out, basically, and they've got like big clubs and they've got swords in their hand, and they come out and they're ready to rock. They come out with an eager look on their face because they basically get paid to beat people to a pulp.
Nothing like enforcement.
And they immediately come out, and it's very much initiative time.
Oh, yes. Gross.
I'm assuming you and I are in the similar boat.
Yeah, probably.
What's the highest?
Not mine.
What do you got?
6.
Oh.
6?
I'm not better. Not much worse.
Okay, 6 and
11?
11?
You're probably going first.
Okay, whoops.
I thought it wasn't that good.
I'll probably follow at 5.
With a 5, okay.
I got a 5. What's your
Okay.
guess?
Which of you two guys are?
You can go first.
No, after you, I 6.
All right. They got 12, so they're gonna get to go first.
I did not see this coming.
So, but remember the way that it works. So, one of them goes, then you go, then and we alternate. Okay. So and that way it doesn't get a front-loaded thing on any given side.
Sure.
So we're only determining who gets to go first, and it's always either going to be monster, player, or player, monster. Does that make sense? Okay, so
Their team goes first.
right. So the dragon lady calls them out, and she starts whispering some spidery words, and then there's like some kind of an arcane flash, and you don't know what it is, but she apparently cast some kind of spell, but it didn't appear to have any effect on you guys.
Okay.
Cygnus the Paladin whose goal is to get into fights with ruffians in drug houses.
Yes. So this enforcer type came out with a club and got within 10 feet of me.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I can use my polearm mastery to take a swipe at him as a reaction.
Absolutely.
If anybody gets within range.
Okay. All right, roll it.
Mm-hmm. 9.
15.
Okay.
So and that's just on the dice.
Yep.
All right. So that means that he gets to do something. So let's see, that's you. So he's going to come in and he closes the distance. You try and use your polearm skills, and he's pretty deft. He dodges like that, and he comes rolling in at you, and he tries to come over with a nice big club on top of your head. You roll a defense roll. 19.
14.
14. He hits you with his club.
Did you add your defensive bonus to it?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I want to start rolling the box.
I eat some of those points. I've got heavy armor master, so I take
You eat 3 of those, I believe.
3.
Okay.
And with a bonus action, I can take a swat with the butt end of my.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that before they
Do it.
overwhelm me. 17.
17. What did he have on his first roll?
15.
Was it 15?
Yes.
Plus his 15 plus 4. No, he was so he's able to knock that away.
Okay.
So he hits you with his club like that, and then you go to swat him, and he basically goes like this, and he uses it as a block to stop you from hitting with that. And you get the feeling these guys are really good at like dirty fighting, like in street fighting. That's what they do.
Tavern brawlers.
Yeah, they're very much tavern brawler kind of guys. And that makes it Ragnar's turn, the halfling wizard.
To the gentleman that struck him, I will do Toll the Dead.
You'll do Toll the Dead. Okay.
You shouldn't have done that, my friend.
So you roll your d20 and add your spell attack to it to protect the DC. Ooh, 11.
21.
No, he fails that miserably. He has not taken any damage, so I believe that's what, a d8? It's d12 if they've
D8.
suffered damage. Yeah,
That's a D8 to begin with. Next time it's more.
correct.
For 6 points.
6 points it is. So there's a ringing sound of hell's bells that kind of echoes low key through the area, and you literally see blood and start to pour from his eyes and from his ears a little bit, and he's like shaking his head and kind of screaming in agony. And one of his buddies, let's see, you're right there. So his thug buddy comes over. No, is this you? Is this the?
Yes, he's small.
He's the small one, okay. So he's going to come over to you because you're a fancy smanchy caster, and he's going to try and beat on you with his club. 14. He takes a hard swing.
I have a total of 17.
Oh, so do you have your mage armor on or no? You do not? Okay. So you basically deftly dodge it. He comes lumbering forward, but you see it coming a long ways off, and because you're shorter than him, you just duck right underneath it, and it goes way over your head, not touching you at all. And that will make it Felix's turn, the human druid.
I feel like he's gonna reach into his pouch and pull out a couple small stones to cast magic stone,
Okay.
and I'm going to throw it at the.
Funny you should do that because they're using a lot of magic stones in here right now.
It's all part of the.
That's all part of it, right?
Part of
Yeah,
the
okay.
experience. I'll throw it at the gentleman on Ragnar.
17 plus 2. 19.
That's a negative. I have 13.
Okay, so it basically doesn't even go. And these guys are wearing like they've got like chain shirts on, chainmail shirts, what they're wearing. So and it doesn't even hit that. It goes high, and that makes it the third enforcer. This guy right here is going to. He's going to run over and he's going to take a punch at Cedric. So Cedric's defense roll is on blue. 17 and versus an 8. Cedric sees him coming like that and very bravely runs behind the ranger over there.
Oh, fantastic.
And he's pointing, he's helping you. There's one! Like you can't see him, right? And he runs out of the way for that. And that makes it your turn, as a matter of fact. Kalo.
Alright.
You need to have pictures of the drug bar fight.
So all I see is that one episode where Heisenberg brought the explosive crystals into the drug den.
Right.
It's like, oh, you brought me more product? Not quite.
So it's code red.
Yeah.
We can murder these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if we get rid of Dragon Lady,
They started it.
Yeah, they definitely started
I
it.
used the secret wink to let you know it's okay to kill you.
if you could figure halberd through that door,
I'm just gonna yank the bars right off.
there you go.
I got it. Let's through the roof.
We can just go pin
Yeah,
that
okay.
Dragon Lady. We'll get this out of the way.
We'll see how it rolls. But
If she traps herself in there, then
I think I might go past these guys. Try to go for her, right?
you might have an advantageous situation if you're
You're
fighting.
gonna, if you were to rush past it, well, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good, bud. So I've got this kind gentleman that just swung at Cedric. He's the reason we're here. Got a second friend next to him. Yeah, I'll just approach this kind business folk with my short sword drawn.
Who are you attacking? Which guy?
Our businessmen.
This guy here? Okay,
Yeah.
yep. He hasn't been hit yet. So
Our spokesperson.
What are you attacking him with?
Short sword.
Your short sword it is.
I wish I had two.
You're attacking the maitre d' at the, you're attacking the maitre d',
Yeah.
the guy sits at your table. Ooh, 11,
That's not gonna happen.
14.
You get to reroll.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Magic.
So I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay.
He's our
So
halfling boy.
you stumble, and the luck of the halfling is, manages to salvage the move. What do you get?
He sees me go to trip and he's like,
No, over there!
with the reroll, I got a 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
You crushed
18
it.
plus 5.
I'm not gonna happen.
So you start to stumble, and the guy sees you start to stumble, and like he sees an opening, and like he just kind of smiles, and his guard gets to come down, and you catch yourself, and you got a short sword.
Yes.
You catch
So
him going
upswing.
up like this, and just go
Yeah.
right into his gut. Roll it.
Let's get some damage on
5
that.
damage.
There we go.
5 damage it is. He is greatly wounded. He's staggered. That's for sure.
Soft.
And that makes it the Dragon Lady's turn.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so she's gonna look at. Well, you're actually the close. No, is that where you're at?
That's me.
Okay, so she sees you coming towards her, and she sticks her hand out the bar, whispers some spidery language of magic, and casts a spell at you. Make a defensive roll. Never mind. Unless she got a 2.
I rolled 2.
Okay.
6 is my total.
6 is your total. 6 is her total. Tie goes to the.
He was that.
So you see this like freezing ray that kind of shoots past you, but it just barely nicks your shoulder. It doesn't break through your armor or anything like that, and just kind of ices over onto the floor. And there's like a little icy patch that's there, and you are not struck by it. Cygnus, the human paladin. You've got magic. You've got enforcers. You've got drugs. What do you want to do? You've got an attitude.
It's not me this time.
I feel like
You're neck deep in filth and you want.
can I hold my action
There's
until
not
after
a-
the brigands go?
There's not enough toilet paper to clean up this shit, right?
And then, because what I want to do is I want to like use my halberd to sort of hold one of them and then like toss him to the ground.
Okay.
I want to like knock him prone.
Okay.
But I want to do it after his turn so he can't stand right up.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna hold your action until he attacks.
I'm gonna hold my action until he attacks, and then I'm gonna try to knock down the healthiest one so we can all.
Okay. That's fine. So you hold your action and you sit there and you're basically just being defensive until. So he's gonna
Yeah,
take his
full
chance. Right. So you're doing your Bruce Lee, just trying to keep him along with that. And he comes to like he's gonna go over and then he swings down on the side. And he tries to slam you with his club.
Sure.
13.
17.
17, so you are easily able to parry that to the side with your skill, with the,
Who's chair?
oh, do you need a dice
No,
roller?
no.
I've got one.
Chair if you want to.
You need dice roller or not? Dice roller? Okay. I'm gonna sneeze. So,
Casey.
excuse me, there we go. Goodness. Roll for damage. Oh no, roll for attack. It's, you held your action and he just went.
Yes, so this fella here hasn't taken any damage.
Correct.
So I want to knock him down,
Okay.
if I can just scooch a bit.
You can reach with your,
Oh, true, so
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a,
you can do
like
like
a
a
sweeping
strip,
and
yeah.
or,
yeah.
You can like reach out with the back of your halberd blade.
Pull for it.
yeah, I like that idea, that sounds cool.
All right, so.
So this, I can do like an athletics against him, or?
Sure. Yeah, well, you gotta hit him first.
Strength check? Okay.
You gotta hit him first. 10?
This would be 19.
That's definitely you hit him. So then it'd be basically a strength check in athletics.
Yeah,
12?
14.
Ooh, yes.
Perfect.
So you were able to, like, you hit him in the chest, and then you come down on the other side behind his legs and just trip him up, and he goes, poof, and he
Okay.
drops flat on his ass,
Cool.
prone. And he
Get him,
drops
boys!
down, wham, with a mighty thud as he slams down into the ground, and that makes
Oh,
it.
can I still use my bonus action sweat?
And you can attack at an advantage because he's on the ground.
Excellent, I forgot.
Spin it over and get back in the head.
14.
A 1.
Nope, you can wait.
Oh, it's a 20.
You can only do that once per round, though, right?
Once,
Once per turn.
it's a reaction.
But I
so once
ended the
per-
round.
Is it?
I'm the last to go in the
Is
round.
it the last to go to the round? Okay.
So
Well, he doesn't get his reaction back until it's his turn.
Yeah, right. So it's
right.
gotta wait until he goes again. So you
Gotcha.
got a 1.
I got a 1 and a 20.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
it's advantage. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you got it. Okay.
Yeah, but that's only a D4 because it's the butt end of the house.
Yeah, but it's 2d4.
Yeah, because you got a D20.
1,
Hmm?
4, 5 plus my strength is 9 damage.
9 points of damage. And that guy had been undamaged before, correct?
Yes.
So you take the thing and you literally slam it right into his eye socket. Down it like that, and like some blood spurts out, and he screams in agony, and everybody kind of takes notice that you've just done a tremendous amount of damage to him.
Great.
And then that makes it the next, let's see, he went, then you, so that would make it
It's your next
Ragnar's.
body.
It's,
It would be the second body.
Okay. this guy
Because he
right,
got his action, the back, so it's my turn.
Oh, yeah, it is the
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
He held it.
Okay.
right, yeah, that's what I
Great,
thought.
thanks.
So the guy that I attacked with the, told the dead before, I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. 15.
I have a big 11.
11 is not it. You hear the sound of the bells, but it's much dimmer, and there's no noticeable effect on it. And this guy here sees you take him down, so he's going to basically just take his swing at you.
Bring it on.
Alright? So, give me a 10.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
That's a good roll.
So I was giving you the box and it kept sliding and wasn't rolling on you.
Pizza Town.
13?
It's a much higher than that. 20 something. 24.
Not even close. Like, he hits you, and it just stops dead at your armor. Like, when he kind of looks up at you, he's like, oh shit. He's not feeling it. Now it is Ragnar's turn.
And I was just moving over here.
That means it's my turn?
Oh, Felix, yes.
Oh, yeah, you said Ragnar.
Alright. I'm gonna walk up to the guy that's prone, he's still alive, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have my quarterstaff and I'm gonna yell out, Shillelagh! Shillelagh! And bring the quarterstaff down.
Alright. You're at advantage because he's lying down. Ooh, 15, 16, 19.
That is 22.
Yeah, there it goes.
He's rolling around with a bloody eye socket, but not good enough.
7 more points of damage.
7 more points of damage is enough to end his miserable cockroach-like existence. So you take the shillelagh and you just crush open his skull, brain matter comes leaking out, and he just literally just goes inert, and he's laying on the ground looking like a squash bug. And he is out of the picture. And that makes it, I got, I think, one last guy, right?
Believe it.
This guy here?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's gonna-
because
yes.
bodyguard.
Right, so he's gonna go after you. Make a defensive roll. Ooh, 17, 15, 21. Dice are on fire.
Nope.
He hit you?
Yeah.
All right.
I got a 13.
3 points of damage. He rolled a 1 on his attack. I mean, for his damage. So 3 points of damage. He kind of does a glancing blow off the side of you.
Listen, 3 points is like
That is actually
Right, I was gonna say that's still a significant amount.
scary.
in percentile land.
Right, that's a lot. What does Halo the moderately injured want to do?
Kalo the Grays.
Right.
You know what? Me and him are just gonna have out this nice,
You're just gonna do it
Ballad
with
of
him?
Monte Cristo sword fight. Now.
Okay.
We're just gonna go back and forth till one of us creaks over.
All right.
That is a 20, not crit.
Is second wind a bonus action?
Yeah.
And as a bonus action, he second wins and gets himself some health back, which is D10 plus 4, I think it is, or something like that. No, plus the level.
Oh, shit.
Oh, plus 9, which is more than it, so it brings him back up to full.
Oh my gosh.
So
He's got fighter levels.
He's-
Take him down.
He heals himself. In addition to doing damage to you, he heals himself in front of you with a second wind. He hulks out. So, and you swing in
20 non-crit.
20 non-crit.
Yeah, 30.
Learn how to roll.
Ah, he's shaking in his boots. He's throwing his dice.
Yep. He is shaking. He gets a 4. So
Yeah.
he sees what happens to his buddy over there, and he's so distracted watching his buddy's brain matter get displayed all over the floor that he misses your attack and you crush it. How much?
7 damage.
7 points of damage. You basically erase away everything that he just healed himself for. He's right back to where he was.
I'm holding him back, boys, but I might need hands.
And that makes it the Dragon Lady's turn one more time, I believe. So she's going to... Yeah. So she casts some words, and the both of you and you need to make... Toll the Dead, is that wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you need to make a wisdom save. Ooh, 19, 23.
Yeah, no, 15.
50.
So, Toll the Dead, you each take 3 points of damage as the sound of the bells go, and you literally start seeing some blood. You see this, her casting that same spell, but somehow she's casted at 2 people next to each other at the same time. One spell, and she managed to hit 2 different people. I'm not cheating. There's a thing in the rules that allow this.
Yeah. There's some feet.
There's a way to. So and she hits both of them, and she's yelling at her guards. Even as she hits the both of you, she's like, "You idiots! Get up and fight them! What do we pay you for?" She's all kind of pissed off that her guys are getting the snot kicked out of them. Cygnus, the currently bleeding.
I yell up to the Dragon Lady,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell her that all of your men are going to die here today,
Okay.
and all of your associates in the city will die as well.
Okay.
Put your spells down,
Okay.
or
Perish willingly.
yeah, or everything's going to be over. Your entire drug trade. I will not rest until every single person associated with the Dreaming Dragon Lady is put to the sword.
Okay. Roll persuasion
Or intimidation.
or intimidation. Roll intimidation. Yeah. 13.
23.
Oh yeah, you crushed it.
She's like,
She's not 100% sure of everybody in the city because it's still only the 4 of you and she knows how big the network is, but she's pretty confident that she's not going to make it out alive, and that's the defining factor, that's the tipping point for her, like that. And she goes, "Idiots! Throw your weapons down! Throw them down!" But she stays behind the door, like that. She's talking to her men. And she's like, "Throw your weapons down!" And then they kind of look at her and she's like, "Do it now or I'll kill you myself!" Right? And she hasn't put the weapons down, and she's like, "What do you want? What is it that you're about?"
I still love this guy.
She's not used to being in a position of not being in control of the situation, and she's responding with more anger, the fact that she's lost control of the situation in her own house, kind of a thing. So, but she's clearly acceding to your demands.
Sure.
Hopefully that worked, so I can see her.
Sometimes it does.
We've
You
got
get, I
to
mean,
enforce
one
it.
guy had his brains bashed out, the other guy heals himself up and gets beat down a second later. This, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I think, I don't know, I guess we don't really have a lot of time to talk amongst each other, but,
Well, she's trapped behind iron bars, so technically you've got as much time as you want to talk to each other. The
Yeah,
other
it's not like
people
she's leaving and
the-
they're
Right,
just
she's
on.
not going anywhere, and they've dropped their weapons, so if you need to talk, you do have time to talk.
I mean, sure, this woman might be able to make us a promise that Cedric can take his wife and kids and leave.
Just tell her to
leave
find
the
a new
business.
supplier.
Yeah, find a new supplier, but I don't know I don't.
That
I can't
promise
trust
is
his promise.
Yeah, that promise is as easy as like, yeah, sure, he's free to go, and then she sends out a message in her network to every single other town. It's like, if you spot this guy with these 4 guys, give them crap.
I'm assuming you guys are discussing that amongst yourselves?
I asked her
Mm-hmm.
that the reason why we're here is to, make sure Cedric can get out of here without any trouble.
She thinks about it and she's like,
Cedric and his family.
there's a,
Smart.
and then she kind of gets irritated when you say that, but not, and she's like, there's a solution. She goes, and Cedric knows what it is. And she steps away for a moment. She goes, one moment. And she steps away from the door so you can't see her. And then she comes back. You hear like writing, like scribbling. Somebody puts an ink pen in a thing, and then you hear scratching and scribbling like on parchment. And she comes back, and you hear like a stamp or whatever. And then she comes back, and she's got a parchment. And she goes, Cedric knows that I am not the one that runs everything. Even if I let you out of here as it is right now, that's not going to solve his problems. Captain Finn is the one that he's going to have to talk to. She says, Captain Finn is the one that actually runs and owns the establishment. So apparently one of the pirate merchant / traders is one of the people that's in charge of the houses of the different locations.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, what I can do is I can say that I've written this parchment that says that he has made his delivery on time. And that he's made his delivery, but it was just that it was late. He will have to bring this to Captain Finn himself with you. There's no way around it. I don't have any control over that. But when he brings it to Captain Finn, it will prove to him that Cedric is still being loyal, that he's not trying to hide anything, because he's presenting himself front and center. And with the seal on it from her, who's the runner of the house, she's giving her word that he got the drug supplies to her, which will get him off the hook, and Captain Finn will probably just want to reprimand him for the fact of why were you late and how do we stop that from happening again. It's not going to be nice, but it's definitely pulls him way out of the death penalty page because the shipment has been gone. She says, I can make up the shipment. I have ways of making up the shipment. She goes, I can do that this one time. And she goes, that gets you off the hook and I get out of here alive. And so that's what she's offering you. She's offering you with her writ seal, and you can see there's a seal thing that she marks on it. You can look at it. She goes, I'll write you another one if you want and seal it. She's basically offering a written guarantee that you are to take to, and it's written out, Captain, Honorable Captain Finn, Dragon Lady Bubble from Port Town, River Run Deep,
Finn's in town.
Correct. Finn is the captain of this vessel that's at the dock.
Okay.
And she's saying, you go see him, you present it to him, he'll probably gnaw on his ear a little bit trying to find out why were you late, but he'll be less concerned because, okay, he's got the written word from his owner in this town that she got the goods. That's his first primary thing.
The product's most important.
The product is most important. So then he's going to say, okay, well, what wrong? Then you guys can use story of saying, oh, okay, well, we got the goods, and now you're going to be the new guards to make sure that the goods, oh, okay, probably all will be well at that point. So she's giving what appears to be a reasonable out under the circumstances. She goes, if you don't do this, she goes, you can kill me, but then Cedric's going to be on the run for only so long, and that they're going to kill his family. This gets you out of that.
Okay. I'll take the writ from her and let her know that if anything goes wrong with this plan of hers, we will be back to murder.
Okay?
This place will be burned.
I give him a look like, what?
She looks at you and she goes, you understand the kind of people I deal with? That's true of every negotiation that I make.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same boat.
So she's perfectly clear that that's the way everything goes. If it doesn't go according to plan, or if I get screwed on this somehow, somebody's gonna pay severely for it.
Business as usual.
That's business as usual for her.
Maybe we can get some coin out of her too.
Side note, when the plan from the paladin matches the plan from the pirate merchant drug dealer, there could be something wrong.
No, I think we use this writ. Well, I'm not gonna say it in the drug den in front of the lady who is her. But
Let's go about, let's get set, let's go, let's be on our way.
I need a drink, honestly, and a nice warm bed.
What kind of weapon was the gentleman carrying?
Short swords, and either short swords or clubs. They have both.
I'm gonna take one of his short swords and say that's what you have got.
Okay.
You put it on the floor, it's fine now.
He kind of looks over at the dragon lady, and she goes, "You suck at fighting. What do you need it for?" So she was very supportive of him.
I feel like that way I was the dead guy one. Dead guys.
All right. Of note, the people laying there on drugs didn't move. Like none of them noticed
No idea.
any of the hell that just broke loose on all the. They're just completely cracked out on the dreaming dragon drug.
Oh.
So she says
Witnesses, all right.
she says the law. She says you said that you go out. Cedric says to you, he goes, I don't mean to press, and you can see he's pleading. He goes, right now when we go, I'm arguing why I'm 2 days late. If you have a bed and a nap and we show up tomorrow, I'm arguing why I'm 3 days late.
All right.
We can do a short rest.
I think we
Get some hit points.
split up, and some of us need to go and get his wife and his kids.
I think it might be best if we just go deal with this guy and worry about his wife and kid after.
Yeah.
You think so?
The DM is always in favor of the party splitting up.
No,
My decision came from John's sinister grin.
Well, it wouldn't be, it would be a very momentary split up.
Mhm.
no.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
We need to strengthen numbers.
It only takes 10 seconds to suffocate a room full of gas.
I feel like if we get on this boat and we meet up with this guy who's in charge of literally several drug houses across many towns in these borderlands,
We can invite him for a drink.
I think we gotta kill him.
No.
That might be a bad idea.
I think we gotta shut it down.
No.
There's lots of people that are getting wrapped up in this.
Or we can come back after a little more powerful.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to keep this guy in the woods.
You do make a wisdom check.
A 5.
Okay. That sounds like the best plan ever.
For you.
Make a wisdom check.
20.
20. You instantly, without even thinking about it, realize whoever it is that's a multi-city-state cartel drug leader probably didn't get there by being able to be pushed around by 4 people that just got their first level last week.
Okay. There's gonna be a lot of people on that boat, and
There's probably a
we
lot of
got
people
roughed
on
up by 3 guys.
I know, so send Cedric with the writ and let him get his punishment. I don't want to be there surrounded on a boat. If we're not going to take the fight to them,
That's our job, is to be with him and protect him.
Cedric's like, that's literally what I'm paying you to do, is to be there with me.
so you're expecting a fight then, Cedric?
No,
We're-
the show of force helps prevent a fight from happening. The show of force, in combination with a writ saying you've got your stuff,
Uh-huh.
reduces the problem. A writ saying you got your stuff and nothing backing it up is probably a beatdown, physically versus verbally, pointing to himself.
This is also our chance, like Cedric was telling us earlier when we first got into town, him showing that we're the ones that kept him alive and now kept him alive and got the product
Or his new protection.
to where it belonged after being attacked by a horde of Culverts. We're trustworthy protection, and chances are that's going to give us a little bit of leeway, and we'll have less pressure on our necks when we're trying to get his wife and kids out.
Uh-huh.
Think of it in terms of bears. He's our calf, we're the mama bear. Things don't come mess with the calf when the mama bear's there.
Right.
I guess we'll just keep scaling up into more and more dangerous situations
That's
until
You're proud.
we came in here and they attacked us
Bears
immediately.
might
We
be
didn't
golf
get a chance
clubs
to
too, by the
breathe.
way.
I mean, technically, we were intimidated first, and then attacked.
Some big guys just bust out the room and started attacking us immediately. What do you think's gonna happen on the boat?
Nothing.
Nothing with the writ.
Nothing.
Probably with the writ.
That's true.
We have the piece of paper.
Right.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Yeah. We got a piece of paper in a world where, it's just a piece of
Paper. Well, it's a piece of paper that tells the drug dealer that his drugs got delivered, and so his profit's going to keep rolling in.
Did anybody read that before we walked out to make sure?
Oh yeah, it's legit. It was direct.
Making sure.
Yep. To Finn, you saw that there was only one stamp that was on her little
It's
crappy desk. That was the stamp that she put on it. It was. It looks as official as anything could look in medieval types.
It's
world.
just as easy as, it's rolled up and you roll down the bottom half, like, oh yeah, she signed it.
Right. Right. You're rolling up cheese, milk, French fries. Oh, this could be bad. So, no, it legit said
They
what she said. that
sold
it
my product.
said. Right.
Kill them.
Right.
All right, let's give the pirate captain the thing.
I think it'll be all right.
I hope so.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, I got my armor on.
All right.
Oh.
Maybe refrain from being so chivalrous.
Well, eventually this needs to get shut down. I don't think this can continue to
I'm
exist.
not saying that you're wrong.
Less
I'm just
violence
saying right
now, more
it's
violence
not right.
later.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying right now it's not right.
Yeah, well.
When you're in the hunt for something, you gotta wait for the right moment.
Yeah.
Knock yourself down.
I hope you can swim.
Yeah, I gotta learn a thing or two from you.
On the way there,
Oh, I can't swim.
you come across
You can't.
and you see
Not armor.
another group of the Doom speakers that are there, and they've got another couple of people. Again, they're not manhandling anybody, they're not threatening anybody, but they're all, repent and, give your souls to the dark gods, because when the day that the light is extinguished and the darkness surrounds us all, we will only have their mercies, and there shall be none for those who have not dedicated themselves first. And again, they're not accepting any cash. They're not forcing anybody, but at the same time, their message is very clearly a dark message of basically emotionally threatening people. Not physically, but emotionally threatening people. You should give us your children, or you should come join us and become a member of our cult, kind of a thing.
We know we have to kill this cult.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things.
I think
that
we're
happen.
all in agreement that this cult is bad news and has to go.
And they're just kind of like motley cloaked,
Yes.
regular looking dudes.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
They're just out there on their soapboxes doing soapbox.
Maybe we'll shut them down first, and then we can go after the.
Cedric, where's their, do they have a house that they,
Hey.
where's theirs? Do you know anything about that?
What is it?
He says that he avoids them at all cost. He goes, but they are getting more numerous. A month ago, there wasn't nearly as many of them, and now clearly they're in two different cul-de-sacs where they're preaching out in the open very loudly. Where originally, several months ago when they started, it was just like a couple of people at a bar on the corner, and they would, quietly say to people stuff. But now they're getting louder, and there's more and more of them. So whatever their methods are, they are working somehow. And as you listen to them more as you're walking by, they're saying, do you think that the bad harvest was just accident? It is that the good gods are faltering. The gods of light cannot keep the darkness back forever. And we must go back to our true mother, the eternal darkness. And this is how it is. And if we pledge ourselves to them first, he's going on and on like a 700 club member.
Hey.
So
What if we convince this captain though, right? Since we have the dragon lady under our thumb, what if we can convince this captain dude and the dragon lady that this cult is bad news and just send the cartel after them to kill them? We could just easily try
Are
and
they bad
convince
for
them.
business? Or?
Right, so what we could say is we've got these guys that are obviously increasing presence in his town.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it's his town, it's the drug cartel, he's got a very massive boat. That these guys are starting to pull customers away from the sleeping dragon, or the dreaming dragon.
I just don't want that to time.
No, they don't, but they also don't care about money, and don't care about anything else other than getting people to follow them and what they're doing. And I don't think that they're opium users, based off of how they're all in some kind of state of mind about this.
They seem to be clear-mindedly insane.
Right.
There's such a thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Their thoughts are lucid, they're just
And-
dark.
They're
And
true
who's-
believers.
Right, they're true believers.
And who's more easily sewn into something like that? Would it be someone that's level-headed and just goes about their daily business? Or is it somebody that's on their last limb and addicted to something that can cause their mind to go askew? I feel like it'd be easier for them to recruit people that have drug problems than it is to recruit no one with down took.
I think we need something we need to handle.
Along the walk, I use my lay on hands
Okay,
to give myself 5 points.
okay. Give yourself 5 hit points.
Just take damage. I don't know.
Oh, everybody roll a d20 and let me know whether or not anybody gets a 1. For stress and fatigue from your one fight in the blood infested by 2.
No,
That was so close.
I'm good, I got 4.
Okay. Right?
9.
Okay. You were the closest. You're a little shaky, but you're just like, it's not all going to be like that. You're okay. So you guys make it past the second set of Doom speakers, head up to the docks, and you see that it's a pirate merchant vessel, hybrid kind of thing. They're pirate merchants. They conduct business and stuff, but at the same time, they're not above, if necessary, using violence when needed to get whatever it is that they need to get done.
Oh, so they're privateers.
So basically, they're integrated into society enough that they're probably paying off the right people or blackmailing the right people or whatever it is, that they've got a legitimate place in society.
Professional
And-
pirates.
right, and so they keep it just under the bar, but at the same time, everybody knows don't mess with them, kind of a thing, because there's a lot going on under the surface. So you guys are so you come up to the dock, and there's a first mate there, and he's like, hey, you guys on here? And you show him the writ, and Cedric says, we're here to see Captain Finn. And he's like, Cedric, wait, head on down. And,
Yeah, this guy gets places. Okay, he does.
well, he's a mule.
No drug smuggler.
No drug smuggler. So here you are, and you head into the interior of the captain's
sweet.
cabin.
I gotta see this. I see him lift the lid of a boat. I'm like, oh, there's layers.
And the captain is in there.
What a beard on that guy.
He's got a beard, and he's a bit of a heavy-set dude, and he's got the traditional Blackbeard type pirate thing going on, right? He's got
A couple of knots in it.
couple knots in it, exactly, and some ribbons and whatnot, and his desk has some papers and scrolls and stuff on there, and he's sitting and he's got his big captain's chair, behind him, red cushions or whatever on it, so it's, it has like almost a nobility type look to it, and his chambers are very nice, unlike, the ragtag of everybody else. His clothes probably could be better, but at the same time, he's probably wearing more gold and his rings and in his nose than most people will earn in a couple of years.
It was probably pristine and valuable before he wore it.
Correct, correct. Like lose half the value in body odor, but other than that, it's good. So, and he's sitting there, and you guys, he knocks, and you guys knock, and he says enter, and you guys come in, and he's sitting, and he's writing something on his desk, and you guys are standing there, and he's just sitting at his desk, and again, he's kind of like this big burly guy, like his bushy beard is like hanging over the desk, and he's kind of right like this, and he's just writing, and he has you sitting there for like 30 seconds, maybe almost a minute, where he doesn't actually acknowledge you. I'd like to make a wisdom roll. Anything?
10.
5.
19.
19. You got a 19?
Mhm.
You catch on to it immediately. It's like a passive aggressive way of him letting you know that he's in charge because you're waiting on him, he doesn't wait on you. It's a standard social power play where it's like, I know you're there, you know that I know you're there, but I'm not going to acknowledge you while I do these other things because these other things that I'm doing are more important than you. And so he's trying to socially put you into your place, so the power dynamic, which tells you right away, he may be a pirate merchant, but he's astute. he knows people. He knows what works. He understands society and the dynamics of power, and this is no fool or buffoon that you are dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who understands like human psychology very well, or at least innately understands it so well that he knows how to get things done.
So potentially, man, I'm crazy.
I fill the cabin with a booming divine voice
Okay,
from deep down,
okay.
and I say, Captain Sid, I am Cygnus the White Swan.
Maybe not start there.
It's okay. I call him Captain Sid,
Okay. All right.
and I introduce myself.
Mm-hmm.
I hand him the writ, and I say we're here to let you know that the shipment has successfully made it.
He puts his pen down and he kind of leans back and he kind of puts his hand on his rather rotund belly. And he looks over like that and he smiles at all of you, and he sees Cedric there and he smiles like that, and he looks at you and goes, and you introduce yourself as
Cygnus the White Swan, with as much divine authority as I can.
Sissy the Swan. Okay. And he basically, but he doesn't say it with anger. He's like, you called him the wrong name, so he's calling you out with the wrong name to see how you're going to respond, and he's measuring your character. In other words, he's telling you you can't provoke him, and he's seeing if he can provoke you.
Oh well, he doesn't provoke me, but
So this is no fool that you're dealing with.
he
So
thinks that he's in charge of this sort of psychological game that's going on,
Mhm.
but I only respond to one authority,
okay.
not
Mom.
certainly not him.
Right. Mom. So he says, well, I thank you for delivering our friend Cedric to me. He's been a couple of days late, and I've been so worried. And he looks over at Cedric. You're well, I trust. And Cedric says, oh yes sir, I'm fine. Yep. The dragon lady sent us, and I have a writ for you. If you have time to read it, it would be wonderful. And he just kind of holds his hand out. Cedric gives him the writ, and he kind of rolls it out like that. And you notice he's got papers all over his desk. Everybody make a perception check. Let me know who rolls highest.
Not me.
Unnatural 20.
Oh yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. So you see that among the scrolls and stuff that he's got laying out on the desk, one of them is actually unrolled. It's kind of laid out there. And it's a map of some kind. And there's an X on an island. Now you don't necessarily know what that means, but it's right there. Clearly it's something that's important to him. Now that could be a contact, you know what I mean? That could be where to pick up a shipment. You don't know, it doesn't necessarily mean treasure, but you do know, or you can presume that it must be an important place for him, or he wouldn't mark it on the map. And it is an island that's out to sea somewhere. It's not some place you're walking to for sure. So, but anyways, he takes it and he unrolls it, and he's like, what was the delay again? But he's kind of like half listening as he's reading, and he's going like this. And as he's reading it, all of a sudden, the whole boat just goes, and like it just got hit by a big wave. Like everybody standing like that was on the ship was like this, which is kind of odd because the river that you're on is a mile wide, but it's quite well inland, so there's not like tidal forces that are and definitely not at that angle. And the water had appeared to be relatively fast moving, but not turbulent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It had a good clip to it, but it was obviously enough that a ship could turn around and sail back in the other direction with the wind, at it. So that didn't constitute it, but it kind of like that. And he kind of looks around and he waits for a second, see what's going on, and he waits for like a good 10 seconds or so, and then it doesn't repeat itself. And he kind of shakes his head and he looks back and he's reading it. He's like, I see. So kobolds, was it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's bigger problems in the world than kobolds, but
Everybody keeps saying.
you gentlemen took care of it, didn't you?
Yes. Well, no, we didn't kill them all.
No, we just left the women and kids, those who can't fight. Anyone with swords or armor was slaughtered.
But we're not entirely certain if that was the entire tribe of them. They could have
Men?
multiple hideouts.
principle. And he genuinely, his eyes like burrow, and he kind of sits down in his chair, and he seems to be very interested in you all of a sudden. Men with principle. Men with principle who, dare I say, need to earn some coin? Would you be interested in earning coin?
He's against this.
No. Well, how much are we talking?
He goes, well, that all depends on how
Start
much you're
shaking
willing
back.
to do. I was right. I have got a keen eye for men, and you are a man of reason. And you can see the calculus in his head, the machinations are going in his head immediately of, can I use these people to, and Cedric just chimes right in, he goes, they were the ones that got me out. They're the ones that are gonna make sure the shipments are good in the future, and we're not gonna have this problem ever. And Cedric is basically pleading, you know, he's like, don't beat me, kind of thing, right? So,
Very quickly becoming drug mules.
right, so, and he's listening to it like that, and then he's like, well, I think I have a proposal. And he comes to stand up again. As he stands up, the ship gets another big shake like this, and he goes, what in the 9 hells is going on? And he takes the scroll and he puts it down like that, and he goes stomping out the door, and he's shouting as he's going outside, and he's like, what in the 9 hells is going on out there? And he leaves you guys in the room.
I'm gonna take a look at what's on his desk.
You know what?
Go right,
I'm gonna take a look at what's on his desk.
Okay. So you start ruffling through
I'm
this
just
is on
kind
the
of
desk.
just looking and, looking where he is and just seeing if there's anything interesting.
Okay, the only thing that you see, that you don't see a box, like a strong box or whatever it is like that, and probably you would imagine that since he works with other pirates, he doesn't leave such things out in the open for people to see. But that map does appear to be something that would be of value. It's of value to him. If nothing else, you could use it as a piece of leverage probably against him if you ever had to bargain with him in the future.
I feel like he's gonna know if we steal it.
He'll know immediately, as soon as he comes back to his desk.
Anybody quick with a copy and anyone willing to run a distraction?
And as you're talking, the whole ship gets hit. This time, instead of like, the last time it was like a wave would hit it, and the ship would like this time, there's this huge, on this side of the ship, the river side of the ship, right next to you, there's this crunching sound, and it sounds like timbers are breaking on the ship, and you hear the screams of men going,
Somebody ran.
what's going on?
Stuff being knocked
Yeah,
off.
stuff gets knocked
I'm
out
gonna
like that.
grab that scroll.
Okay, are you guys gonna stay in the
I'm
ship?
gonna evaluate.
Is there any loose gold that flew off the desk?
No, nothing that you saw as far as that
Come
was.
on, you said there was
He-
gold.
He was
We should
he
get out
was
of here.
wearing all of the gold,
Gotcha.
so he was like a retired rap star.
I just got that map and I'll take that. And let's
Okay.
He's got
get out,
he's got Spanish silver something
Get-
to do with
get
his
a-
beard.
get above for.
Yeah, let's get above and let's get off the boat.
Okay. So we'll pull you guys.
We can talk to Finn later.
And then I'm gonna
He'll be
put.
here.
We gave him the thing he needed,
I
right?
had it
he'll
right
be here.
here. There it is.
Yeah, he
Put
read
this
it.
here.
He read it.
Maybe we'll find a stash.
That's fine. This goes here and here.
Maybe that's what the
And
X
then
is.
the captain or
Maybe that's
someplace, it
like a
doesn't
drop-off
matter.
point.
Okay. So you guys get up on the top.
Right. Get
Like
rid of this
that
stuff.
Like that rum running out of the pirates.
Where's the rum going? Everybody roll a perception check, please. Nine, so
Yeah.
Come on.
who rolls highest?
16?
Big 18.
18.
23.
23.
Lowly 4.
18 with a fish.
You realize you're on a boat. Okay, the rest of you, especially you, as soon as you get up the stairs, the first thing that you notice, the sound of the seagulls is completely stopped. And when you look around, you don't see any of the gulls anywhere, which is just weird.
Weird,
Like
yeah.
they're gull day and night.
It's
There are-
never good when the birds fly.
Right, there's something very strange is going on that the seagulls have just suddenly disappeared. And then, let's see, there is another, and you see the captain who's up here on the deck, and put the figure here someplace. But anyways, the captain is up there on the deck, and he's looking around, and he's seeing what's going on, and he's checking, and all of a sudden you see like a wave of water coming toward you this way, but it's like a wake. Something underneath the water is forming like a wake coming at you, and rams up against the ship, and this gout of water comes pouring all over. It's not like a tidal wave or anything, but
It's like the backsplash.
Right, a huge backsplash, like the orcas at
Yeah.
SeaWorld when they're splashing against something. A huge wave just goes splashing over. Everybody gets soaked. There's all kinds of foul language from stuff going on from the pirates and stuff. And then you hear this sound.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's not.
Why is that in the river? We should leave.
We were just trying to get Cedric
That
out of here, guys.
echoing rings or something I don't want to know exists, and I'm just like,
We should go.
Yeah, I mean, the town militia will probably.
And then this appears.
I want to go home. I'm going back to the woods. I left my tribe too early. I shouldn't be here. I'm going home.
So this giant, you guys, everybody knows from what it is from legend, it's a Tarrasque that comes up from out of the river, pouring up like that, and just grabs hold of the ship and just rocks it,
I'm ready.
pushing it sideways. Everybody make a dexterity
Get
save.
out of here.
It looks super happy to see.
It's very happy to see you.
Said deck save.
Dexterity save, please, yes.
21.
15.
14? I don't like being the lowest.
15 as well.
I'm the lowest.
14,
I'm beating feet.
you guys all make it. You guys all, so you manage to grab onto the railing. When he pushes this, the whole ship goes up on its side. It's like a child's play toy to him. He just crashes on it. And you guys manage to, you get pushed off to the deck, but you're holding on to like the railings and stuff like that. Roll for initiative, please. I think every level 1 party hasn't been properly baptized until it fights a Tarrasque.
I humbly disagree.
12.
12,
17.
17,
6.
6,
21.
21. Downloads.
I got high.
Okay. So 21 goes first. So what do you want to do?
Run.
Run it is. So these things have not been knocked off yet. Oop, that bird isn't there. They all smartly flew away. You are going to haul ass. Which side are you going to head down?
The side that they take product off. So I'm
Okay.
assuming it's designed
Over this way here.
unloading.
Right, okay, so you're going to head down, let's see, that's you, the 10, 20, 25, 30. I'm assuming you double move.
Oh yeah,
Okay, that's right.
I'm
30,
running.
30, 40, 40, 55. You make it like halfway down, you make it to this thing right here, basically.
That's no culvert in a cellar.
Who's next?
17.
17.
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll follow Cal.
You're gonna follow his lead?
Yeah, I think, what will I do?
It's bigger than most of the buildings in this town.
60. There's no part of you that feels that you're going to beat this thing.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe the halberd I have has a way to turn light on. It can like light up. So maybe I could use it to like,
Attract his attention.
well, distract it.
I thought you wanted this town razed to the ground. Why are you changing your mind?
Well, I think I can make it better.
Let it
I can
do
build
its
it back
work.
better.
Well, it's easier to build when it's flat.
Well, I think in this situation, when something that big comes out of the water, I'm just moving it. Throw it behind it.
Yeah.
Cedric is screaming that we need to save my wife and child.
Let's go there.
I guess, Cedric, but
Oh, now it's not helpful.
well, there's lots of wife and children in the town.
He's,
Where's Cedric at?
where did I put him? He's next to you guys.
Okay, Cedric's running alongside.
Right, he's right here. He is right here. He's running alongside. He's hauling over here, and he's screaming that this house right over here is the one that's where his wife and children are at. This guy right here. It's where his wife and kids are at. We've got to go get them and rescue them and get them out of this town because this is beyond anything. It changes everything. Obviously, nobody's worried about networks. Nobody's worried about boss mobs. We got to get out of here because this thing's going to flatten the town.
Everyone's worried about the boss.
Right. Yes.
That.
Is there a anything around the town square that looks like it might have a stable or?
A stable?
Yeah, like a place where they keep the horses.
Horses, donkeys, mules, oxes?
No,
horses?
although there are 2 horses that are attached to wagons that are immediately beginning to bolt as soon as this thing comes
Sure.
running like that.
Mhm.
So they begin, and 4-legged animals, even carrying carts, are probably gonna move faster than you are because you started up here. So catching them is unlikely.
Okay.
You're hauling?
Yeah.
You guys taking the same direction?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the group.
Okay. So you go here
I
and
don't think animal friendship's gonna help right now.
you get
No.
down here.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, I have advantage on animal handling 3 times a day. I don't know if that's gonna listen.
Don't think.
And it spends this round with
I
its
can try.
giant maw grabbing down and chomping on this guy and just munching him up.
Oh my god.
And
Maybe
just and like his whole body fits inside of his mouth like a bite-sized snack. It's not, it's not like part of him. He literally just takes him and trunk, and just he's eviscerated in mere seconds as it's chomping away, and then its claws are slamming down on the ship as well. You guys are going to continue to run?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna try and cooperate with this.
Is there anything happening with any of
Everything here, everyone is starting to scream, with the exception of the Doom Speakers, who begin screaming that the prophecy is fulfilled this day. And they're just like, we have told you the dark gods have spoken. You must repent now. It is too late. Give us your children, give us your lives, or you will spend eternity as the damned. And he's going on with all kinds of crazy rat stuff, rat poison rhetoric. But because in their minds, the prophecy is fulfilled.
My God, the world's ending. We were right.
Yeah, basically, that's what they're doing.
Congratulations.
So everybody else
This
is
wasn't in the book, but I'll take it.
everybody else is starting to just flee. There's just first for like the first few seconds, everybody's standing in just total disbelief. Like they're, everybody's got that look on their face like, what is this? What has just happened? And then when everybody gets snapped out of it is when it just goes ka-chomp and starts shooting on them, and something in everybody's brain goes, time to go. and everybody just starts to panic, and there's mass screaming. And it's almost like a wave where it spreads the fear and the terror from here, rapidly pushing its way through the town at the sound of voice. You know what I'm saying? As these people see that these people are terrified, they become terrified. As these people see that these people are terrified, so and it's just rapidly spreading through the town like a virus, the plague of terror that's going on. So you guys are going to head to rescue Cedric's wife and child?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds fair.
Okay. So you guys are going to go rushing along, and I'm just going to say, you come through it, nobody tries to stop you, because everybody's trying to save their own lives. You bust in the door, and I'm just going to reuse some territory here real quick. They do not live in a drug den, good for them.
It looks like a drug dealer, just no smell.
Right,
The same building.
Standard interior.
exactly. Okay.
All 9 buildings were founded by a guy named Johnson.
Right. Where is, oh no, it's this one right here. There we go. And unfortunately though, when you get inside, they are being held behind a locked door, and there's some piratey type guys that are inside here, and they're going, what the hell's going on out there? And they see you guys bust in, and the quote unquote leader of it says, doesn't matter, we gotta make sure that she stays safe.
The captain needs your help. He needs your help on the ship. The ship's being attacked. The captain needs your help.
Then why didn't you stay and help him?
They don't work for
And
you.
they instantly draw their swords, and they're just like, whatever you're doing, you better best leave right now. And so they're basically, they're threatening. You guys gonna stay or you wanna?
I mean, we got him his wife and kid, right? Yeah, I guess. We fighting it, or we just gonna say?
Oh yeah, no, we gotta see.
14 initiative.
Look at that cute little kid. Oh, there's 2 kids. Oh no.
Oh no.
I
Little
got
baby.
a nat 20.
And you're gonna go first, because they got a 5.
I got a nat 1. I'm
Go
last.
last.
Do I get anything out of it being a nat 20 on initiative?
You look good doing whatever it is you do.
Yeah,
Sure.
Jordan, huzzah!
Your Nike commercials.
Yeah, let's not have that right.
Okay, so after, so Kalo, and then who's next?
It's a 7 for me, so probably not.
14?
14 for the wizard, and then 7, and then you got a 1. Okay, so Kalo, what are you gonna do? You bust in, they draw their swords, they don't look like they wanna play. They look like they're not gonna cooperate with you at all.
Who's the guy that opened his mouth?
The one who's dressed or colored slightly different, this guy right here.
Alright. Pretty much
He's got those guys in front of him because he's always breaking behind because that's how pirates are.
as we, I was gonna say, he's easily reachable. Well, as we barge in, me obviously being more willing than normal to prepare for combat, I'm going to seek a way to get to that door and room.
Okay.
So not exactly a direct route. So I'm going to break what would be to the right, and I'm pretty much going to do a run and lunge at the gentleman.
Okay. Roll it.
That means a 18.
Ooh, that's an 8. So he fails miserably. You catch him off guard with your feint maneuver and the speed with which you respond. He just wasn't expecting you to be that enthusiastic, and his guard is not ready.
And I got max damage of 9.
9 points of damage. He drops down onto the floor, and he's got a massive gash all through his chest and whatnot, and he's basically trying to stop himself from bleeding out.
Drop to the floor prone or?
No, down on one knee.
Okay.
Down on one knee. He's
It
he's
makes a difference.
probably out of the fight anytime soon. Let's see. So this guy here, then, he's going to jump into action and immediately go after you, since he saw what you just did, and he's going to try and right the wrongs. And he whips it out, and he's got a short sword, and he attempts to stab you with it. Ooh, 20, dirty 20.
So it's what I roll plus my bonus.
Defense bonus, yes, sir.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
15 plus 5.
you are so lucky. Okay, so I hate that roll that I made. Okay, so so he comes slicing, and like it would have sliced right through your neck. You think you would have died, but you were able to bring your shoulder up just enough that it cuts a hole in your armor and you like through, but it doesn't break any of the skin. And you save yourself from irreparable damage. Ragnar, the halfling wizard.
The guy that just swung at him, I will shoot a firebolt at him.
Don't miss.
17?
12, where am I? 16, it hits.
1.
1 point of damage. Okay, so you
Supposed to be a firebolt, more like a fire flick.
Okay, so you shoot a big lighter at him.
You hit him with a grow match.
And right, he is not much intimidated from that. This guy is going to go. Let's see. You don't appear to be much of a threat, so he's going to go directly at you. Where's your character?
Burned off an eyebrow.
Oh, here he is. Where are you? Just in here somewhere?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
character?
I'm in the back.
I was gonna.
Stand back.
Okay, back there, sure. All right, so he's going to go towards you.
Yeah, sure.
Like that, and he's going to attempt to do a stabby with a quick. Ooh, 22.
No, it's 12.
Okay. He stabs you, and he's one of those sneaky swashbuckler types.
Oh no.
Yep. So he gets a sneak attack in addition to, and you take 7 points of damage.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad I laid on hands.
He stabs you quite nicely. His blade slices into you, and it is a very deep and painful wound in your side. And you realize that they may look like ruffians, but they definitely know how to fight dirty. And it is your turn, Cygnus. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna switch up my. I'm gonna pull a shield up, and I'm going to charge past him
Okay.
and just get to the door and try to kind of like bull rush the door in.
Okay.
And get the.
So he gets an attack. He gets a.
Yeah, I'm
Attack
gonna
opportunity
risk
on
one.
you?
I'm gonna risk one, but
Okay. 8.
Mine is with the shield at 10.
Oh, that's it. So he hits the shield and does not hit you. So you bolt up to the door. Okay, the door is locked.
Yeah, that's my action. I'm gonna bull rush the door.
Okay, so make a strength check. Actually, I go D10.
Athletics, I can add my proficiency.
Yes.
22.
Oh yeah. So you bust through the door so hard that you nearly fall on your feet.
Yeah.
The door goes crashing down. And his wife and children are in fact in there, and she's terrified because she just hears the noise of people being stabbed outside, and she looks utterly horrified at you, but she's clutching her children. She doesn't have any weapons of any kind, and she just looks terrified because she doesn't know what's going on right now.
I hold out my hand and I say, we need to go now.
So who are you? She's
We're with your husband, Cedric.
But she looks past and she sees that, and she's like screams Cedric's name, and she's like, what's going on outside? What is that noise?
We're all gonna die if we don't leave right now. Come.
She's children, come, and she grabs them and she wants to go with you.
Mm-hmm.
And do I have one other guy still? I do.
Yeah.
And this guy is going to rush you.
Of course.
And he's going to make it.
Combat. Flight.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, he rushes you, and he literally trips over a busted up board that's at the bottom like that, right? And he just wildly misses with no help. And that makes it your turn, Sir Felix. Sir Felix of the Limp Roof.
There's 4 of them.
Oh, it's appropriate though.
Actually, it's
Yeah, super.
this stuff's going on while you're doing this.
Yes.
So.
We're hearing the crash and snap of a large boat in the background on that.
You're hearing lots of screams, that's for sure.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire, which I believe should get all 4 of them.
Okay, they get a dex save,
I
correct?
do get a deck save, I believe.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you roll d20. Let me know what's the DC?
20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big old-
one of them makes it. The rest of them do not. So the rest of them have fairy fire on them.
They glow and you have advantage against them.
So is that a concentration spell?
I want to say it probably is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it must be right.
It has to be if you want to.
It lasts a while. I'm gonna go for the window though.
I know some stuff is like targeting.
Since he's farthest away, I'm simply, no, you know what? I'm just gonna say this guy, because he's the one that's dressed different, so that makes it easy to keep track of. So,
Then I'm like, we need a guy here. Another spell. I'm gonna
Lovely. A ship for every situation.
I try to be prepared where I can.
It's now using the broken mast as a club.
Correct.
Throws the crow's nest through the church.
It's,
It also has polar mastery.
it stops you from moving when you.
It has everything mastered.
Right, it's got sentinel. That's good. So you can't run away.
That's not true.
So
Already started. Can't change it now.
all right, so there's people fleeing for their lives, or people. Half of them is just rotting meat as he's cut them in half or whatever. Okay, so you cast that on them, and that makes it Kalo's turn.
Alright. So I got the one guy that didn't glow, and that's of course the fancy dancy one.
Fancy dancy.
Yeah. Other guy is pretty much dead. And I'm just gonna worry about making him one last guy.
Okay.
Advantage. He's maimed, he's hurt. Advantage. Let him die. Oh yeah, I got 18 and 18. With proficiency, that's 20.
You definitely hit.
3.
He rolled a 4, so he's just interested that all of his buddies and himself are glowing, or they're all glowing. So
That is the second time that D6 is giving me max damage. It's 9.
okay, 9 points of damage against. Is this guy that been wounded before? Or
Yeah, that's the one you said he's not going to be around.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
toast.
He's got.
So you relieve his head from his shoulders.
I was just about to say, they had the man.
He is done. He is a corpse on the floor with the head rolling around. It's quite brutal. That makes it his boss's turn. He says, "You're fired." And he attempts to stab you as well. With a 19, 20, 23.
And that is a 19 with a 5, so that is a 24.
Oh, woo, God.
He was-
So in this epic fencer type move, he's doing all kinds of feints and stuff in order to, break through your fence like that. And when he goes to actually make his lunge, you have a sword, right?
Yeah, short.
Okay, so you get a sword. You wait till he goes to make his lunge, and when he's fully extended like this, you go underneath the bottom and just lift his blade up because the strength this way is nowhere
Right.
near the strength that way.
Exactly.
So as he's extending, it goes up like that, and it goes right up over his shoulder. You're like, and you're all smooth about just freaking. It's an epic, attack, and yet you
Nice.
deflect it,
Nice grin with a double eyebrow.
deflect it effortlessly. Ragnar.
Was that the leader guy that attacked him? Did
Yes.
Did that?
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot him with
Okay, it's not weighted.
Crossbow.
frostbite.
Frostbite.
He gets disadvantage on his next attack.
It is the larger of my
Okay.
56s.
Oh, is that a dex
What's that?
save or is that an
Con.
attack? It's a con save? Okay.
Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
I had an 8.
8. He makes it.
Oh, yeah.
Your spell fizzles yet again under pressure. That's 2 in a row.
I know.
That the team is talking about.
Yeah.
And that's gonna make it. We got 2 guys right here.
Cool.
This guy very bravely, since you going like that, your back is turned, is gonna go rushing towards you and try and attack you while your back is turned.
Alright, bring it on.
And because he's brave like that. 16.
A 1.
That's a hit.
Ragnar! Save me, Ragnar!
Wait, is that within 30 feet?
Ah!
Not being within 30.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, no, 35, 40. That's not within. Hit the 1. So,
with skulls.
that- so he stabs you,
Yes.
and he gets his sneak attack thingy, so
That's not
you take another 7 points of damage.
He's down.
Do you go down?
I'm definitely down, yeah.
He goes down, so you guys.
I'm not super down, but.
Right, you're the paladin, which, so that means you make your first death save roll.
Oh.
So you wake up in a world that's all,
Right.
gray and misty, kind of like when Frodo puts on the ring, and you can see everything going on, but it has that spiritual-like thing going on. And about 30 feet away, you see a Grim Reaper
Yeah.
with his hood and a big scythe thing coming towards you. You look up and you can see the silver cord going up into the heavens, connecting you between this wing. And he's attempting to use his force of will to get to you and slice that. Roll your death save roll to see if you can
Don't die.
keep him away from you.
20!
Nat 20!
Rup, rup, rup.
Bam! You're up.
Oh, wow.
You're
Great.
up.
Okay.
Nat 20.
You just.
You just looked at him like,
We haven't
no.
seen- we haven't
I
seen
did,
that.
no. Yeah, he just
That's
stared
the
around
first
the
one.
face. Absolutely not.
That's
Wait.
the first one I've ever seen.
That's the first one. You see the Grim Reaper, and in your mind, the only thing that there is you're the only thing between him and the women and children. Even though he's not after the women and children, that just kicks in for you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't care who or what you are, and just wham, all of a sudden you're back up with 1 hit point,
Yep.
but you're back up and conscious, and the Reaper is suddenly gone, but you do see that pirate, and you just the danger, you switch from him to the pirate instantly, and you're like, I've got to protect the women and children.
Yeah.
So you're freaking all about that. That makes it Cygnus' turn. Now that you're up with your 1 hit point.
Yeah, I'm gonna barrel past him, and I'm gonna shatter the window down here, and I'm gonna try to get the people
You're
through the
gonna,
window.
you're gonna barrel past him. How are you gonna get the women and children past him?
Oh, he's not gonna hurt them. He's here to defend. I'm gonna use my shield. Knock the shit out of him.
Okay, you're gonna count on pirate honor.
So he's trying, well, it sounded like me say he's gonna kind of push past him and he's blocking that broken door.
Are you gonna try and knock him prone or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
barrel through him.
Go for it. Go
He's
for it.
not-
I'm seeing this as he's
Right.
not super big, but he's like,
Okay, all right.
He's a
Go.
pretty strong boy.
Roll to hit. Roll to
I'm gonna
hit.
just knock him over.
Nothing to kite
Roll to
shield
hit.
push.
16.
Plus
good thing. Nope.
Is that advantage because he's glowing?
Yeah, that's roll.
Ooh!
Yeah.
20!
All right. So in that case, roll for advantage for knocking him prone. too.
Okay, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I get to athletics?
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
He rolled a nat 20 on his
And
defense.
a 13.
He rolled a nat 20 on
Roll
his
that 20?
to not be
19.
knocked prone.
So kind of.
So you hit him, and he doesn't get knocked prone. But I am going to say that you push him
I
back.
get him away at least.
Right, you
yeah.
pushed him away, you pushed him to here, so you pushed him back. I'm going to say there's a 5-foot distance between you because you slammed him so hard, but he's so quick on his feet. He's used to standing on a ship in the ocean with doing this, right? So he recovered his feet very quickly, but you do have that space in between you. And I'm going to say because you nat 20'd it and you pushed him there, you can go over here. What do you do, like smash out the window
I mean,
or
yeah,
something?
break the window and then try to like usher the kids and the wife through the window.
I'm going to say that that's going to have to be next round.
Of course,
because you're
yep,
right.
yep.
So they're running after. Well, there's a slight delay, but eventually they run after you because they have no idea what the
Yeah,
plan
while
is.
I'm
They're just-
working on the window, they
Right.
catch up to me, and then
Right.
on my next turn, I'll push
Okay.
them
Do
through, and then
we-
we can get out of here.
And then we have, I think, one last guy, right? We got this guy right here who's still in your face.
Yeah.
And he's glowing, and he's upset that he's glowing, and he's going to stab at you.
13.
That wins. 11. So he takes a swing at you. You literally see it glowing coming from a mile away, and you are able to parry it away with no problem. That makes it your turn.
Grab my staff, yell shillelagh, and swing at him.
At advantage. 2. Wow, 5. 6,
24.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Almost.
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage it is. You give him an ouchie, and he's very mad at you.
I'm
So
gonna swing around, not leaving threat.
you give him a serious black eye and a slight concussion, and that makes it Kalo's turn. I'm going to say now is when the women and children come rushing to there, so that makes it Kalo's turn.
Alright. Well, I've got a gentleman in front of me, though I can attack the guy you moved back without leaving his range to get an opportunity attack.
Yeah, you can like dance around.
Yeah, I can kind
Without
of
popping out of
swivel
his-
around him and aim for the guy that's the biggest threat at the moment. My only fear is having my back turned to the one guy I don't have advantage on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not great. Please stop.
Do we hear?
Every
Oh,
round.
yeah.
What house are we in again?
Is there blue one?
Blue one next door.
Is there dust coming down?
We need to go, guys.
Okay, so as a matter of fact, since it's the top of the round and he does that, let's see. Oh, I don't know why it keeps auto-playing the next one. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 5, 6, just in case. 6. Okay. So do I have? What have I got? I've got a guy. I'm gonna say this guy right here. So the dex save. He fails.
Oh,
Timbers come down on him?
I hope so.
Part of the roof?
There's a huge crashing sound as a tail or a claw or something rushes over the roof here, and it comes crashing down, and this guy here gets crushed underneath some of the timbers and stuff from the roof as it collapses and just falls down on top of him.
I told you the captain needed you!
So busy paying attention to you that he doesn't have time to react to the stuff of the busted ceiling coming down on him. And so this giant, and as you look up, because there's a hole in the ceiling, you look up, you see that huge maw over like that screaming, and it's like kind of chomping. There's like arms flipping out between the teeth and stuff like that. And he's just having a grand old time screaming.
It's given us the Jurassic Park 2 T-Rex.
Very much.
In the house, like, hey.
Yeah, he does
Squishy buffet!
he does not appear to make eye contact with you. He does not appear to see you, but you see him through the hole in the roof kind of thing.
Okay.
So, but he just seems to be looking around doing whatever
Where's my next meal?
Tarrasques do.
Oh boy.
Well, with that in mind, well, we burst through the front door. So the front door is open. The front door also makes me run toward that.
I'm
image I
hoping
do
this.
not
I'm
know.
assuming this window is like facing away from where the thing is?
I'm gonna say that window's on this side here. Well, it wouldn't matter if it was on this side, that's where his future could be going, so. I mean, you've got a tail on this side and you've got claws and stuff on that side, so you know what I'm saying?
He's
So
very close to us. Okay, well,
he's very close.
Godzilla situation.
You know why I think, I have to say this, I have to thank WizKids, because they literally donated that to me. They had contacted me about a new, no, for real, they contacted me about a new paint set that they wanted to, prismatic paint, which they're starting to market. And I was like, sure, but you know, I can have my paint guy do it, but I don't have anything to paint. And they said, we'll send you something, and they sent me a Tarrasque. So very generous from WizKids, thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
And also thank to Nick Gonzalez, we're gonna do a video actually showing, you know, the work that he did up close. But this is because of WizKids, and so I thought, well, why not display it actually in game being used as well, and even better to do it against first level adventurers.
Gifted a Tarrasque, you do not use it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, this is just
Immediately.
Right, it's immediately like it's painted, and this is my next session.
I'm under contact.
Right.
Contact.
Right,
Sorry.
right.
You guys can take 2 characters. I can't get a second track.
Yeah. The only thing that WizKid said to me was at least 3 deaths. Now I'm not sure.
There's
Yeah,
one.
you're right.
Three.
I signed the
Right,
paper.
right, there.
They're due, not me.
You got more than 3 of them, though.
Yeah, we already got 3.
I can see multiple limbs in his
Right.
mouth, he's fine.
Right.
Um,
So it's still making its Godzilla-like roar above you. It's clearly crashing through buildings and stuff.
All right, Kayla, let's rock and roll.
yeah, I'm just dipping out.
Yeah,
I'm going to disengage from this, and I'm going to loop around the rubble toward my pal here to get out this window.
Oh. Get moved over here somewhere. Where did it get moved to? You're good to do whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
nope. Disengage. That's not double your movement,
No, but
No.
it is your action.
It's your action.
Full action, I just don't.
You just can't get hit by it.
Yeah. So yeah, my distance. I'll do that. I was saying, 'cause if I end up having extra distance, I'm definitely like.
You actually also hear another huge crashing sound. And one of the buildings doesn't make it.
Oh, it's the church.
But they didn't have a prayer, so.
You hear the loud brass of the church bell flashing on the floor.
Absolutely. It's not enough to have the big Tarrasque, you gotta have stuff that he destroys.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise it's
A
lost.
monster.
Right, so you've gotta, it can't just be at the town, it's gotta destroy the town, so we're gonna go with that.
So much for us having a nice town with no afflictions.
Right. There we go.
Finally had hope, oh, we can get some stuff next time we come by. No.
Well, you never know, I mean, if you rescue some people, then you might be welcome in the town.
We can come back after it.
Loot everything.
Pillage and rummage.
Right?
Just allow nature to retake it, it's fine.
I mean, that boat is docked. It's just docked on the edge of the river now.
Alright, so you're free to go, whatever you wanna do.
Oh, I moved. I disengaged from the
Oh,
gentleman.
I'm
in front of
sorry,
me.
that's my fault.
Oh,
Okay.
you're good.
So you disengaged and you
Yep.
went to,
I was over here,
okay,
so I disengaged and went toward the window.
excellent, okay, so you're gonna move that, so, okay, so that makes it bad guy's turn. He's,
Undecided.
he's gonna run over towards Cedric. And he stabs at Cedric.
Are you rolling for Cedric also?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you rolling for Cedric?
Yes, the blue dice is Cedric's, and Cedric rolls a 6 and he rolls an 8, but Cedric doesn't have the plus that he has, and so he stabs Cedric.
Great.
5 points of damage. Cedric just gets a sword right in his stomach, and he's just, oh, like that, and then he just kind of drops to his knees, and he's on the ground. His eyes are open, but it looks like he's probably bleeding out. he's screaming something to the effect of, you know, I'm not gonna have to pay Captain Finn that, you know, I'll kill you first. And he's basically gonna make it so it's not worth it to Cedric, because he's afraid at this point because there's two of you over there.
Right.
So he's gonna go to the weak point because pirate.
Did you hit that guy?
I did hit him.
That's not just pirates, that's anyone looking for
Right.
an advantageous situation.
That makes it Ragnar's turn.
Is the door open?
Door open, sure.
No, was it open?
That's where
We bust through it.
Yeah, you busted. There you go.
We busted through it, so
The
there's
doors
one.
are open.
I was gonna come to the doorway and
Okay.
then shoot magic missile at the guy that's in front of Felix.
They got Cedric?
Hmm?
They got Cedric?
Yeah.
What about that 25 gold?
I disengaged from him and he's like, oh, opportunity strikes.
9 points of damage is enough to kill him.
Alright, that's one more off the board.
He is off the board. The church got destroyed too, which makes you exceptionally upset.
It happens.
You know.
You hear the overwhelming ring of a brass bell.
You don't need a building to have the, you know, God in your heart.
Well, that's good because you don't have the building. So that's an important factoid.
And then I was gonna move,
Right.
and I was gonna move over here on the other side of Felix.
5 it is, okay. And I think I'm out of bad guys, right? Yeah, because he moved up to stab him, so that's gonna make it Kalo's turn.
Felix.
Felix's turn.
Felix.
Help me with Cedric.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna run over. I'm gonna run over to.
You can heal him?
magic?
I'm gonna take the dodge action.
You're gonna take the dodge action. Okay. So you're over there, and he sees you, and he like gets into crouch mode, like ready to fight, and you're all defensive. And if that's the case, then he sees you there. He's gonna try and stab at you because it's just you at the moment. So he's gonna attack you, but you get to defend at advantage.
I think he has disadvantage.
He has disadvantage in the attack, right? You are so lucky because that was either a 1 or a 10. He gets a 1. So he swings at you and misses horribly, and because it's a nat 1, you get a free counterattack.
Oh, cool.
I'll take it.
Chile!
17.
9, that hits.
Max damage 9.
9 points of damage, and he reels backwards with like several teeth missing, and his nose bent out of place, and like a smear of blood all on this side of his face. And he looks like he's in pretty darn bad shape, and he kind of staggers backwards a little bit. Some of the fight starting to go out of him as he sees both of his compatriots dead. Looks like she's going to be getting away, and you're besting him on one-on-one combat. Ragnar.
I told you the captain needed you. Now you get to die.
Is it Sela?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it?
Oh,
Kalo?
Kalo, sorry.
Good question.
Sorry.
When I disengage, would that mean I put my weapon away or no?
No.
No.
Okay. I'd ask.
Means you put the ring away.
Yes. I could use some help. Noted. Well, that's why I was asking, because
I got
now I'm not
covered.
within 5 feet.
You disengage defensively so that you spent your action basically making sure that they don't get a free counterattack.
But it doesn't cost an action if I just drop my weapon and draw something else, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I have this extra short sword that I technically stole, so I don't care about it that much. So I'm going to drop the short sword that I'm wielding,
Okay.
draw my bow,
Okay.
and shoot at the gentleman that is attacking my friend here.
Okay.
I see the green hair over there.
Do it.
He is not going.
Ooh, 17. He's feeling all defensive-y.
That's not going to happen.
All right, so he, out of the corner of his eye, he sees you there, and so he kind of ducks down, and the arrow goes and shoots and sticks in the wall above him. That is his turn.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
It hits harder, so that's right.
I'm dodging still, so it's fine.
So he's going to go 5, 10, 15. He's going to run, and he's going to literally try and knock you over and run through to get out of the door, basically.
I'm gonna let him leave if he's trying to leave, but
You're going to let him leave?
I'm gonna let him, if he's running out the door, I'm gonna let him go.
Okay, so he's running at you like
You're
that,
just
swinging
gonna
like that,
sidestep.
and you just
Like, nope.
sidestep
Yeah.
inside, and he goes running out. Roll me a D20 and tell me if you roll a 6 or below.
16.
16, okay. So he comes running out the door, and he just barely gets missed
Oh my gosh.
as the Tarrasque continues to work its way through the town, just decimating building after building. There's like parts of people that are squished underneath the nails of its feet from where it's just like crunching down and landing on people. There's just carnage everywhere, and all you hear is just raw screaming. And you also can still hear the doom speaker priests screaming that this is, the day of reckoning is upon you. We have warned you, and they're like exultant, like they're in a place of almost, total euphoria because the prophecies are true and they've lived to see the day.
I wish blunderbusses were more common.
Right. So they're this is like a victory parade for them. So I'm going to say with no more opposition in the room.
Can I magic missile the guy as he goes out?
Sure.
Get him right.
No survivors!
Okay. All right.
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage.
You are
Okay.
not leaving the chaos!
So he turns and he runs out the room. He turns and he looks up as he looks out of the building and he sees that the creature's right there and he just stops and he's in awe for a second, unsure what to do. And while he's still captivated by it, your magic missiles just go slamming into the back of his spine all through like, and he just kind of falls over. There's big holes in his chest, and when the missiles kind of dissipate from the magic like that, there's these little holes all through his chest that you can see through him, and then he just kind of falls over on the ground. And then as the creature steps on him in the nails, it picks up his body and it just kind of goes with him.
It got one of the holes.
Right, and he's just, and he's like, he just kind of flicks it off. No, he's good. So and the Tarrasque keeps going with the corpse of the pirate, kind of crushed underneath his feet.
Didn't want to get him.
You cannot tell this
I will
tale.
cast.
Don't worry, he didn't.
I'll cast cure wounds on our.
On the pirate? Yes, good plan. No, I'm just kidding.
On our friend bleeding out, the merchant friend. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
one way to torture somebody.
You-
Like, oh, you almost died here. Let me heal you before you die.
We need our payday, man.
Yeah. Well,
So you heal him, and he stands up, and he looks at you, and he's like, "You truly are heroes." And he begs you. He looks at it, and he sees it coming out this way. So he says, "Let's go through the window. Get out on this side." Is basically what he says. So you guys gonna go through the window?
Yeah, help everybody out.
Okay. So you come out through the window, and you show up on this side, and so you've got a building between you and the.
Over here, this building, take
Correct.
out the opium den. Over here, over here, over here.
Hey, quick, shine your helmet.
This one.
But unfortunately, what you see is there's a number of people that are trying to get past in this one area, and the doom speaker priests are stopping them from leaving, screaming that this is your day of reckoning and that this is what you deserve.
It's time.
And so he's preventing all these innocent people from being able to, they are preventing all these innocent people from being able to flee. And you can see that they're casting spells on occasion, and like some of them will flip over, and you hear that gong type sound, and then somebody will drop over dead. So they're dispensing the quote unquote justice of their God for anyone who's trying to escape from the judgment of the dark gods.
How many are there?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, so there's one missing.
There's nothing left in the tank.
Used all the
There's
slots.
nothing left in
So
the
did
tank.
Ragnar.
I'm out. So there's 5 of them, and they basically formed a wall on the streets.
That way.
That way pushes you. Well, you go around this way, I guess. You can try to escape that way.
Duck around the back side of the den.
So
If they try to shoot at us, they'll light the den on fire. Mission accomplished.
So you're going to let them murder the innocent people, Mr. Paladin?
He's
No.
the only one dealing with that.
No.
Okay.
He's the only one dealing with that.
No, I will rally the crowd.
Okay.
And say we need to
So
push
the one that
past
was
these.
casting, I'm gonna cast firebolt into that one of them.
I'm gonna cast. Okay. Roll initiative for me, because they see that you guys are armed that are showing up. So
I don't game this time. Dirty 20. Man, I can't roll initiative this game, my butt.
Ooh, 19.
The most important roll.
Uh,
20.
plus.
Nat 20.
Plus.
Ah, nope. And so they get it. So who goes first? Who got a
Nat 20.
nat
plus
20? It is. Okay.
I look damn good in this written down.
Here, and then it's gonna be the druid, and
Okay,
then who's
so
that?
I got something I like this
Your last?
much.
It's
Okay.
a 10 for me.
Okay. There we go. So that makes it Kalo's turn. Gets to go first. So you see that they're blocking the streets. Let's see. Where am I? Right here. His tail goes slamming into this building here.
Oh, the one we were in?
The one you were just in, that you just exited the.
Somebody has back with rubble prepared.
He knew this was coming, so like he has a whole band of rubble.
You can't just have the monster. You've got to have the destruction. That's the, you know.
But it's not as simple as turning the house on its side. It's like no, plummet.
Do you expect any less than me?
This all makes sense to me.
Okay. All right. That's
Accurate.
If you didn't have it, you wouldn't be doing it.
You're right. He gets me.
You
Okay.
get it.
All right.
I'm getting there. It's only round 2 for me.
All right. So that building comes shattering. So there's this huge explosion of rocks that basically a wall of stuff that goes shattering over in this direction. You guys are able to miss it. Nobody actually takes any damage. But his tail is swinging quite dirty and dangerously in this whole area as well. And then you've got the death speakers, or the doom speakers that are here that are trying to prevent everyone from escaping.
Which one casted the spell last?
The last one, I'm going to say this one in red, just to keep it simple.
I'm aiming at him.
Okay.
Ran out my bow in hand. He's getting the first shot.
All right.
Say 21.
That's almost guaranteed to hit, but yes, that's a hit.
Alright. 8. Max damage.
Yeah, I saw that.
11 points.
11 points. He is still
There's a nice
standing.
hot spot in this box.
He looks extremely
You
wounded,
wanted this.
but he is still standing. So he's got an
Next
arrow
roll's gonna be
sticking
in there, so-
deep through his his right shoulder, and you see it sticking out the other side. And like that arm is basically useless for him, but he's still standing and quite upset about
Hopefully he's right.
current matters.
Yeah. Well,
In which case, one of his buddies is going to cast Toll the Dead. And let's see, so where are you?
the archer.
Your bow's right
Yeah,
here.
well,
So, and I'm going to say within 5 feet is going to be Cedric. So you and Cedric have to make your wisdom saves. Cedric's wisdom save is the blue. Oh, 19 for Cedric. Good job. Plus 4, 18. He hits you. Are you wounded?
Yes.
You take a D12.
Oh my goodness.
Cedric
You
doesn't
want
get. You get 8 points of damage.
I'm down.
You're down.
I only had 8 points.
You drop down.
I'll
This is
drag-
my
I'll drag
second
your body
time
out.
with
I'll
death.
drag your body out, don't worry.
This is only my second time reading this thing.
Your dead body.
You make a death save right away. Did I drop him here someplace? Sorry. Don't know where he went. The board is a mess right now, sir. Is he in there somewhere? Oh, there he is. Okay.
I don't have a positive outlook.
You don't. What would you roll? Yeah. So you you hear the
You hear this from the other realm. You wanted this.
Hey, I don't want hit point too, so I'm gonna go down too.
Why did you fight this?
and the
All these people!
as the Reaper, as the Tarrasque's tail kind of smashes through the rubble and like the smoke goes billowing out across the battlefield, which is essentially what the town has turned into. From out of the smoke, you see a Reaper literally come towards you, and you're just between the Tarrasque and then the Grim Reaper right there. You're not able to recover your wits, and you can't resist the force of its will as it hungers for your soul, and it just kind of like passes through the mist, and it gets to within 20 feet of you.
Thought we were friends, man.
Oh, we're friends, don't worry. I'm getting out of here.
And that makes it Felix's turn.
I'm gonna pull some magic stone out, cast magic stone, and throw it at the wounded one.
At the Tarrasque. Okay.
He would
I-
know this.
I-
Roll it out,
I-
flies out of the back
I'm switching my name to David.
21 on the death.
21.
On the wounded death call.
Oh yeah, that hits him.
4 damage.
For the wounded one?
Yeah.
Yes, you take him out.
He did.
So he is dead. So your magic stone slams right into his eye socket, and he falls over, bleeding, and deeply disturbing. As he falls over dead, there's this twisted mockery of a smile on his face because he's dying in service of his god. And like even when he slams on the ground dead, he's frozen in a twisted grin.
He's got that Joker
Because
smile.
he dies with the Joker's smile on his face because this is like he's living the dream up until it killed him. So he's good to go.
How many
That
death cultists are there left?
4.
My presence known.
The answer is no. You don't. You don't regret it.
So do you stay there? Do you move? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna dodge behind cover. I don't like my guy's not brave.
Okay.
Tarrasque is scaring me.
All right.
I should have just waited a turn.
Your first level, it gets harder from here, guys. I'm just, just letting you know.
No, I'll get you out of this. Caleb. We'll have to go around it.
Okay.
I should have just hit
How far
for a
can I
turn
carry
and
the
been
body?
obscured.
Are you a lightweight elf?
Yeah.
The Death Speaker, Doom Speakers, either one, do not take any actual offensive action this round. You gotta remember there's a whole melee kind of thing that's going on. This
Pandemonium.
is not, right, it's all pandemonium. They don't necessarily see any one particular action. And so in this case, they're looking at the crowd that's pushing up in front of them first and, get back and this is your just reward. We warned you. And they're kind of pushing. They're getting a little more muscly than they used to before because the situation warrants it in their mind. But you strongly suspect, because you've dealt with zealots before, you know with the other side, you strongly suspect that they would much rather not take the glory of the gods by killing these people themselves. That's the right of the gods to do. And so they're literally just trying to keep people penned in. But if somebody gets too hard, they'll do what they have to in order to prevent the crowd from breaking through.
Sure.
So they appear to only be taking deadly action if they're going to lose the people.
Okay.
Or if they see somebody specifically attacking them, if they happen to witness it, then they'll go after that person. But their main goal seems to be people to keep everybody penned in so that they can watch the apocalypse from literally the front row seats.
Yeah.
They're lovely people.
I don't think we're going to be able to say all these people.
They're also handing out business
Which
cards.
is pretty,
Is there-
it's pretty beefy.
If you change your mind.
Right, yeah, there's free robes, it's nice.
Why do I carry your pistol?
Right.
I thought we did have a healing potion, don't we? Each of us had
Did
one.
we use it?
I haven't used mine.
I
I
thought
still
they
have
were elixirs.
mine. Healing potion.
Team. The Tarrasque sees the pandemonium that's going on over here, and he starts chomping in this direction. So, and of course, he's got big feet. So, I was scared. So, he's 20 feet away from you. So, I'm just going to, there we go. It's kind of hard to do this with all this stuff.
Yeah, he's so big.
He's kind of big. He is.
His tail is literally doing other things.
Right.
Size gargantuan.
Yeah, he is. So he's going this way, and he starts doing wrecking damage to this building.
Yes!
Right.
I was actually gonna do flame. I was actually gonna do firebolts and do catch them.
Spark the fire on the den.
Right.
I told you we could commit arson later.
I wanted to burn it to the ground.
Hopefully she's still locked in her iron bars.
So yeah. So in fact, you know, between the screams of the Tarrasque, you can occasionally hear the scream of a woman of the upper floor. As you can see, portions of the ceiling are getting ripped down from its claws and stuff like that. So she's getting her just desserts there.
She's about to be dragging something.
Right. So what do you guys?
Sickness?
Yeah, it's Cygnus's turn.
I realize that this might be a tougher situation than I thought, and these guys aren't going to go down so easily without a fight. So I'm going to run over to Kalo.
Okay.
I'm going to see if there's anything I can do quickly
Okay,
to make sure he doesn't just die on me.
okay.
And then I'm gonna throw him over my shoulder and start running in the opposite direction of the turret. If I
So,
can-
so you're gonna head this way?
Yeah, I'm gonna bolt around that building and just start trying to run.
Okay, so you go over here, pick him up, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, I'm gonna say, because you spent a little time trying to, and you're carrying him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say you get to 20 feet this way, so you're literally running through the rubble of the building that you
I know.
had just
I'm
been in,
trying.
so it's difficult terrain at this particular
I
moment.
think, can I also, I don't know if that's too many actions, but if I could light up my halberd and, okay,
Mhm.
I'll try that next time.
You can carry on your shield though.
Yeah, no, that's basically kind of what I'm doing. I'm sort of like throwing him over
Okay.
the back of my big shield and I'm
Alright.
sort of just trying to haul him out of there.
Ragnar,
It's one of those, since there's so much pandemonium going on, these cultists, I was gonna do Toll the Dead on one of them.
do it. All right,
He has to make a wisdom saving.
you have to make a wisdom save.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Which goes to you.
We still win!
Still win.
You roll
I rolled a natural 20, so tie goes to the players.
Just,
D-
If you attack the one I attacked,
No
it's
damage?
a D12.
No, I killed him.
You
So,
can
yeah,
throw spell attacks, right? Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
oh, wait, I guess it's different.
What?
Because usually Toll the Dead would be like a saving throw spell, but because we're
Right, well, saves are treated basically like attacks here. You're the same way you create the DC is you roll a D20, just like it's your attack, you add it to, and that's the DC for that round.
yeah. So can something like Toll the Dead do crit damage?
No, because cantrips do not do crits in CNC version 3, and the reason is because at low levels, cantrips are mostly where they're getting tossed around. If you guys were to get crit, there'd be a lot of one-shots.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot
I
of
thought it was like,
7 points.
7 points of damage.
Yeah, could you imagine if that guy critted me with Toll the Dead and knocked me out? I'd be out.
So the necrotic damage goes ripping through his body, and he starts to bleed out. And in his mind, it's like he's living through the stigmata, okay? Like his gods are blessing him
Right.
because it's necrotic damage going through him. So even though he's in agony, he has like this exultant look in his face like he's being
Bliss.
chosen by the gods. And his buddies look a little bummed that he's getting it, not them. Okay, so,
And I duck behind one
Keep
of the,
lasting, Ragnar.
They're all masochists.
I duck behind one of the
Right.
people to
okay,
cover my presence.
okay.
I'm gonna get them, I'll pick them off one by one.
You can see it happening, right? You can, in your mind, you can see the...
See the halfling.
Dude, you're bleeding from your eyes. And that's going to make it Kalo's turn, who makes his second death save.
All right, Caleb.
I'll count it.
19.
Yeah. Cool.
That covers it. So you've got one failed and one success. So you can barely see, as you're in your semi-conscious state, you can see the Grim Reaper following you at 20 feet behind you. But it's not, oops, it's under the thing here. But it is not closing the distance. You realize that if he can get you to safety, there's a chance that you can live, and you're hanging on to that hope, and you're able to ward him off with your will.
I'm still spiting you in unconscious now. I'm being dragged away, I'm just like, this guy.
That makes it the Death Speaker's turn, and one of them is getting a little, he's not dead, but he's wounded.
Ah.
So I'm gonna say it's the guy in blue to keep it simple.
Okay.
Is the guy that's wounded, keep it track. So the guy that's wounded is, he's like living the glory at the moment, so he's not gonna do anything. This guy right here though is getting pushed too much according to the dice rolls, and so he actually casts a spell against some of the people. 17, and their defense roll is, and yeah, they don't make it. So he basically reads from this book. He's got a book in his hand, and he's reading from it as he casts the spell. And he's like intermixed. It's almost like a sermon type prayer, but it launches I can't think of the name. It's a death toll spell. Toll the Dead. Thank you. Like the words were not in my head. He basically launches that, and this guy who is pushing up again, he's like, well, I gotta get out with my kids, and he starts playing, the hell with you people, they're nuts. He gets this insane look in his eyes, and he casts the spell, and this guy falls over dead, bleeding, eyes and stuff coming, blood coming from his eyes and his ears and his mouth, and he starts twitching and stuff, and then eventually he lays in dirt on the ground, and he tells everybody that this Death Speaker tells everybody, get back! You must suffer the judgment of the gods. And you know, of course, as soon as he falls, everybody goes back a step because the fear is right there. And that makes it Felix's turn.
Felix is going to throw a stone at the one that's taking damage.
Okay.
That's living his best life.
Okay.
Living his best to death.
6.
Dirty 20.
So that definitely hits.
4 damage.
Is enough to kill him.
You guys are real potent rocks.
Thanks.
You got some cojones on you.
Yeah.
So he falls over dead.
I'm gonna
Every time he chucks one of these rocks, somebody falls
I'm
over.
gonna run to catch up with everyone else, and I'm gonna yell, "They can't stop all of us!"
Go to Area 51. They can't stop us. Okay, so
51A or
51B. Great. I forgot my driver's license and I'll go again. Felix just went, and that makes another Death Speaker's turn. So somebody just dropped next to him now. So 8. Let's see if.
The stone from the
No,
back.
even though somebody got dropped over next to him, they didn't see who did it, and they're just pushing back against the crowd, and they don't take any other offensive action or whatever for what's going on. So that makes it Cygnus's turn.
Yeah, let's book it.
Keep going.
Let's super dash. Let's get out of here.
So you're gonna go 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your strength?
It's of 18.
Oh yeah. So you can double move, and you carry him to this section right there.
Okay, great.
And you're away from the immediate chaos. You do see some more death priests down there. They appear to be like ringing every exit from the city, it looks like, or at least any ones that they can cover. They're basically trying to stop people from getting out.
Damn Death Eaters.
They're like, this is their moment to shine. They figure it's their religious duty to make sure that their deity's, judgment day gets its full course. Whether or not it's actually related to their prayers is questionable, but they certainly have all the proof that they need that their prayers have been answered. So
I tried.
so I'm just gonna put
I'm gonna have to lie my way through this because I don't want to hit point, and you're at 0.
so, and I'm gonna say there's 4 more of them over there. I don't physically have 4, but there's like 4 more of them.
Just go back like around, just like circle behind this guy.
Let's see.
Just like
Cut through the
hook right through the trees.
Yeah.
You can see though, through the trees, through here,
Yeah.
that there's up in this tower, the thing opens up and there's like this little halfling that's dressed in like wizard type clothes. He's looking around.
Ragnar.
He looks in and how'd you get there, man?
What the hell?
He the blink slam. And
All you halflings are the same.
he looks and he sees this giant creature over here. He sees all the devastation and like that. And you start hearing this chanting that's going on, like in this a loud booming voice, way louder than a halfling itself should be able to generate. It's clearly being magically augmented as he's doing some kind of chanting ritual. And that's going on at the moment, and it's getting louder and louder. And that makes it
My turn.
That makes it your turn. What do you do?
I am going to peek out from behind my person that I'm hiding behind and do Toll the Dead on one of the 2 remaining guys.
Okay.
Toll the Dead. Oh, I'm going to re-roll that.
He looked like he was a good guy, or he looked like he was a
And
death
11.
speaker.
He looked like a good guy.
Okay.
He didn't look like a death speaker, I'll put it that way.
Okay.
And he looked very worried about the Tarrasque.
Sure.
So, it's 9, that's a wisdom?
Uh-huh.
9, 10, 11, so tie goes to the... See, you mocked that roll, but it's been working for you.
Hey, nothing like you.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. He also begins, in his mind, suffering the stigmata, and he's exalted, and the other guy's thinking, well, maybe it's my turn next.
It's like, yes, we're all being
Can I duck back behind the person?
Let's see, does he, roll like a stealth check to see if you do that before he notices
He's
you.
going to have stealth. 24.
Oh yeah, you've definitely before, with all the other people that are right in front of them, and because you're so much shorter, you're able to like cast the spell and duck behind much faster, and then his buddy sees his other guy getting blood coming out of his eyes and, knowing he's suffering like that. But by the time he turns to look, because of the crowd and everything, you're already ducked behind and he doesn't see it.
You're
So
just shooting it between people's legs.
that makes it Kalo's turn. Oh, let's see. So he doesn't see, nope, and he does not take it out on
I'm
the
making my
crowd.
own hole out of here.
Kalo! Don't roll a 1.
Wait, how far is my
Too far away?
He just shoots it on himself.
20!
Okay.
That's a 20!
That erases two death save fails, but you only have 1, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm
One
gonna
pass, one fail.
say, okay, you are stabilized. You're at 1 hit point. Then.
Oh, does the 20 only gets you up immediately if it's your first roll?
So it's up. Did I change that in the? I can't remember seeing. You know what? I know it gets rid of the fails. I know
Yeah.
it gets rid of the fails, which
Okay.
so those are gone.
I
So
thought
we'll just
it-
say you're stabilized.
Before it would bring you, nat 20 brings you to a 1
1
hit
hit point,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So you're back
Sweet.
to 1 hit point.
Let's go, Kalo. I knew we'd get
I
out of
don't
this.
So-
want to hear that from
I
you
knew we'd
right
get
now.
out of this. Let's go, come on.
I wake up, I'm being
Buddy,
dragged
old
on
pal.
the back of this shield. and
The
I'm like,
1 hit point club.
me down.
Yeah, I think you guys have a name for your party now. The one,
The
not the 1%ers, the 1 hit pointers.
No, it's 1%ers, 1% of my life left.
So the last thing you see is that the creature was following you, they're 20 feet away, and then all of a sudden he gets pushed back to 30 feet, and then he just fades into nothing, and suddenly you wake up and you're conscious. And which also means if you drop down to 0 again, you'll start with no failed death
Right.
saves.
Cool.
It erases that.
Reset.
So correct. So as in CNC, otherwise your death save fails are semi-permanent until a long rest.
Yep.
Okay. So you're up and at him. That's your whole round, though. You just kind of wake up, spit up some blood,
Yeah.
and feel really atrocious
On his equipment.
on his equipment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Back of his armor.
I knew death wouldn't take you today, Kalo. I knew it.
Hopefully it got in your hair.
A little bit. I'll take it that way.
Does,
Oh no, yay!
Alrighty. So
is the drug house now
oh yeah,
in ashes?
absolutely.
It's now what its natural form is, a pile of nothing.
Actually,
I so wanted to do that.
actually it's not much worse than it was.
Now there's not much standing.
Now there's not much standing. Yes.
They pulled the one nail in the roof holding it all together.
Correct. It's just completely trash.
It's a little shorter than it was.
So it's absolutely no longer serviceable. Although the people that were lying on the mats probably never knew that they died. So
Do we see her or anything?
you know what?
Or do we hear a
You
scream?
see her arm hanging out from the rubble, and there's
Oh.
you know that she has definitely met her demise under the
Her
fearsome
feet
claw of the Tarrasque. So, and you're starting to see the trail of devastation. That there's the ships, the docks. There's 3 buildings that have already been completely destroyed by this thing. Nothing has touched it. It doesn't. It's not bleeding. It's not scratched. It's just. I mean, there's like marks all over the carapace, but none of it appears to have done any damage to it. It just is going through and rending stuff and eating people and destroying buildings without any specific purpose. It's not like going in one direction. It just, whatever seems to catch its eye in that particular moment, it
looks
then turns
tasty.
and starts going towards it. And it's wrecking with everything. It'll bite onto the tops of buildings and rip the roofs off. It'll use its tail and like street sweep a whole group of people that are behind it, just massacring them.
It
It's
smells
just-
of dragon flower.
Right. It's just wrecking everything. And it's you can absolutely, there's a part of you that can't help but question whether or not this really is the punishment of the gods, because it's so total in its awesomeness that there's a part of you like, not necessarily that these idiots know what they're doing, that they have any tie-in for it, but you can genuinely, part of you is like, maybe the gods really are angry, maybe, or because that's unleashed this horrific devastation. And you, part of your brain starts to rationalize, this town was so bad, maybe the good gods actually sent this. There's part of you that's got like a Sodom and Gomorrah thing
I was
going on
gonna
in
say,
your
I
head.
don't know if this is Gomorrah.
Right, yeah, you're just kind of like, maybe the good God sent this thing, because None of you have died yet, so you're not sure.
Assault. I think innocent people are getting pretty banged up by this too. So
Are they
I
though?
don't.
'Cause
My
they
house
live-
didn't send it.
They live in a cartel town with no law.
Yeah, but there
Well,
are children.
Shifty law.
There are women. They're not involved in the drug stuff.
Whose turn is it?
So the Death
Let's
Speakers,
get us out of here.
when this thing goes crashing down like that, the Death Speakers all fall back to this area here, because this is like not defensible. They're just gonna start going, they could go this way, although the monster at this moment is going here. So they fall back to this section,
Oh,
and
we can die. They can
people start running in this direction. They start or hobbling or dragging their wounded or whatever they can. They start going in this direction over there.
I'm staying with the, oh, I have way too much in front of me.
And the chanting gets louder until you can see the windows there. They're starting to rattle on the inside of this thing right here. They're literally starting to shake from the sound of the voice that's chanting within it. They're just shaking really, and the voice is booming far louder than even a human voice could yell. It's deeper than somebody using a megaphone. You know what I'm saying? It's got like a resonance that's to it. It's very much a voice that's being carried by some kind of arcane magic that you don't understand what it is, but whatever it is, it's some kind of powerful.
Sounds more opera.
Yeah, something to that. Felix, the human druid.
Do I see that they've just kind of stopped based on what they've seen, or I probably see that you're awake maybe.
Well, we're running.
I'm gonna move with the crowd and throw my stone at the other death guy that's taking damage.
The stigmata guy?
The stigmata guy.
Okay. All right. Ooh, a nat 1.
Oh, I rolled
He leans
eight
into
on the dice. He leans into it.
He leans into it.
For 5 points of damage.
For the guy that was already wounded?
Yes.
He drops over and he's not dead, but he's like twitching, and he's no longer active. He will not be pursuing his gym membership this year.
He's vegetable.
He's like just kind of like twitching, and he's bleeding out or like that, and the other guys next to him like that just kind of grab him and kick him away, and they kind of close ranks to make sure that nobody can get past this way.
No, I'll move over here.
Okay.
I can't see it, so. I trust where you put me.
You're taking the women and children with you, and Cedric, they're going with you? You telling them to follow you, or?
Yeah.
Okay. You see that he throws a stone, drops somebody over, and let's see. It's Signa's turn. Yep. So your buddy just all of a sudden just pops up, and yeah, he's
I'll put him on his feet.
he looks really bad. I mean, he's in really bad shape. Like, he's not going to run anywhere because he's 1 hit point, and but you know.
I'm 1 hit point.
Oh, you're 1 hit point?
Yeah,
We're
right.
hobbling
That's why I said it's the 1 hit point.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you're both helping each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Where we going, Taylor? Where we going?
I just look at you like dumbfounded, like, you put us here, why are you asking me?
I didn't put us here. That put us here.
No, I'm giving you a look like you're asking me where we're going and you're the one running. It's like,
All right, then I'm gonna get out of town. I'm just gonna get out of here.
Well,
You're gonna go through
so
those
there's
guys,
doom
or you gonna-
speakers here.
Are you gonna go between the houses? Or
I'm
you
gonna
this way?
cut through
Which
the
way are you gonna go?
trees there in that kind of.
And you hear
and
that.
head for the bellowing.
You hear the
Okay.
That belling halfling fellow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's head towards.
Well, I didn't see the halfling fellow. I
I'm
just
gonna
see
say you
women
make it to
shaking
about
like
here
that.
as you kind of shamble along,
You can
holding,
hear it.
propping
Yeah.
each other up, literally on the edge of life,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. So you kind of just hobble your way there.
I'll have to remember to save my way on pants. At one point at a time, I think, because honestly.
Let's see this. So those guys are holding the line. The Tarrasque.
Oh, my turn.
It's your turn. Go for it.
So I was gonna run up behind these people and
Okay.
then do the guy up on the left do
You're gonna keep
toll
picking
the-
them off.
yes, one by one.
Okay.
Toll the dead.
Alright.
14.
15.
Oh.
So he is able to shake it off, much to his disappointment, because he wanted to join the stigmata cloud.
Hmm.
He thought that that was like almost a mark of the favor of the gods, but He ended up resisting it, and your spell did not take hold. And that's going to make it the Tarrasque's turn.
Wasn't faithful enough.
Right? He's going to head over this way. He's got some feet on him, so he can move pretty fast.
I was still slightly in my mind like, he's had his fill and returns to the water. Oh my god.
And
Can only hope.
actually, this one stays. I was wrong about that. It's this one because
Perfect.
pretty much.
It
So
literally just came out like a perfect little like map.
right, just totally destroyed that building as he. Look at him. Oops. Get him set. So that makes it Caleb's turn. Let's see. Or no, you guys just went.
Yeah, let's hop around.
Okay.
So it'd be me.
Yep. Caleb.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue over toward that tower that's making all that noise.
Oh yeah, so this time the windows actually at the top of the realm, those windows shatter out of it. Like literally just shatter out. That's okay, it's a magnetic tail, it's supposed to do that. There we go. So we go
It's like a
here.
real lizard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very
Flops
cool.
around, grows back.
There it is.
Yeah.
Just like that. So he's got a true salamander's tail, it goes right back. So the devastation is all in this area here, and we're literally talking about 10 minutes at the most that we're, the amount of time since you guys first saw this and went in and managed to save her, get her out of the building, and then you're fighting the doomsday. 10 minutes at the absolute most, and he's already laid waste to 4 buildings and a ship and the entire docks. And he is just crushing things, and nothing looks like it's safe. There doesn't appear to be any safe place to run, and every place that you're looking to get out of the city, the doom speakers seem to be trying to hold the line and stopping them. You guys are so weak at this point that if you were to fight them, you could potentially die. So it's a very dire scenario. You're basically trapped inside, and you're almost having to choose: do I want to die from the doom speakers, or do I want to die from the Tarrasque? Because you're both at 1 hit point, and this thing is crashing on like that. So you're starting to lose a little bit of hope. You're talking to your God, and you're like, show me the way. I have followed, you know what I mean? I followed your words, and how could you lead me to this helpless place? Help me, show me what the light is. Felix, what do you do? These people all begin surging in this direction.
I'm gonna stay with the crowd, and I'm gonna direct the women and children, everyone, our group, to go with it.
Okay.
They're all kind of heading towards the tower anyway.
All right, some are moving faster than others. You notice that the old people are kind of being left behind because they're kind of hobbling along, so there's that.
They provide cover for me, I like them.
Great. Nice. So there's a new name for them, for the Tarrasque. They're called Doritos. And unfortunately, there's no way you're going to be able to save everybody, but you're trying to save the people that you can, which is greatly heroic. And as they're passing, they see that you're dressed very distinctly compared to everybody else. They see that you're doing this, and they're like, oh, thank you, thank you. And even just that they're being pointed direction that doesn't show immediate danger at the moment is enough for them to have some kind of hope that they might make it for the next 6 seconds. Cygnus. I guess Cygnus and Kalo, you guys basically go at the same time, don't
Yeah,
you?
pretty much.
Right.
Can we get a double move towards that tower?
So I'm going to say, because he just recovered at 1 hit point of life, that's the distance that you've made. Yeah, you go. You can make it to about there.
Okay.
You go to about that spot there.
I didn't even double check my inventory. I didn't grab one of those potions from the last batch.
Okay. And that's going to make it Ragnar's turn.
I still have cover.
Do the women and children, they're following you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to be Cedric and his wife are following that way. So you're basically, at this point, you don't really have cover because the crowd has left.
All right, I'm running up behind them.
And so you're sitting at the building there and they see you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You're nimbly tapping legs.
And one of them is going to cast at you.
I was gonna cast it, one of them.
Do it.
I was gonna cast Toll the Dead on this guy.
Okay. 14.
Oh yeah.
19 on the dice.
Nice.
One point of damage.
1 point of damage. It is very hard for you to maintain concentration because you've got that giant Tarrasque that's literally right there. There's nothing but rubble between you and the Tarrasque. So.
Now I'm gonna go 19, 15, 20. And I'm gonna go around the corner.
All right. He's going to cast a spell at you for Toll the Dead. Make a wisdom save.
Thought if I made it out of his line of sight.
Where did he go to?
I went around the corner.
Oh, I see what you did. You did over there. Okay, I thought you went on this side. Sorry. Okay, so in that case, they cast Toll the Dead, and this person here, this old person who can't resist it, just falls over dead, bleeding out of the eyes. These are really not nice people. Okay, if there's any concerns about that, these are not nice
The
people.
next time, if we run into them again,
That's what happens when you use
it's
humanoids
code
as
red as
cover.
soon as we get in there.
Suddenly, the booming here comes to like a crescendo for the voice, and there's like these final 3 sharp words of magic, oh, ah, ah, and the building starts to shake, and it disappears.
Teleported away.
Food
Man said a Maui.
Roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
Just these 2.
Oh, no.
21.
Yeah, you can do it. 21?
Okay, 21, yeah,
Okay.
I was there.
You see the
can't see it
building
from
is
over
gone, but there's an actual trap door into a basement that's there, and there's probably literally no place above ground that's safe for you. Now there's a plus and minus. This is bad. These guys are bad. That's gotta be the basement of a wizard's lair. But it's probably the least worst option that you've got right now.
Might be something Dean said.
Could be, but you clearly see there is a trap door and it would be below ground, which would be the closest to a safe thing that you have versus the Tarrasque right now.
Oh.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Let's see, who's there, he doesn't seem.
Gotta keep them warm.
You gotta eat them up.
Yeah, gotta keep them warm.
They pick off yet another old person. This guy picks off yet another old person with their Toll the Dead spell. And the crowd begins surging forward in this direction. They're still running. Here, where do you lead them to? What are you attempting to do from here?
I'm gonna head towards let's head towards the trap door.
I'm not arguing. At this point, do me and Cygnus see the crowd and everything around you?
You do. You hear the cacophony of people as they're screaming at the top of their lungs, and they're saying they were right. It's the gods. It's the gods. But they're still not joining ranks at this point. They're just running for their lives. But there's a lot of true believers now that the gods hate them and that they need to repent, because in this moment it seems like these guys have been, were right, as crazy as they were. So these guys are all charging in this direction, yelling and screaming, and I'm just gonna say Kalo and Felix together, since you guys are at the same thing.
We're holding each other
Right,
by
what
our
do you-
straps.
You're gonna move out into here where they see the crowds coming, and at that point you're close enough. You do see a trap door there.
Yeah, we'll take the trapper.
Yeah, I'm not
Let's go in.
Okay, so it appears to be locked. There's like some kind of a lock on there.
And shatter the lock.
Okay, with what? How do you do it?
My boot.
With your boot?
My bruise.
Okay, roll
A big old kick.
to try and break it.
Alright. Can I add my athletics?
Absolutely.
20.
20.
Dirty.
Dirty 20? Okay. It cracks, but it doesn't break yet. I mean,
Kill!
it's
Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. I am going to try and use logic over time. In my explorer set, there is like a small ornate knife.
okay.
I would assume like a letter opener almost.
Okay.
I'm going to use that
To try and pick
and
the lock?
makeshift lockpick. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Roll it. Do you have lockpicking as a skill or no?
I don't believe I do.
Okay. Roll it.
So that would just be like a flat roll, right?
Yes.
15.
Oh, that's pretty good.
15. If he hadn't smashed it with his boot, it probably would have.
Don't worry, I'll get on the next one.
I'm really starting to not like it. God.
If he hadn't
He's
smashed
smashing.
it, he's like, yeah. And
Like I hear it unlock, but he's bent the lock.
Imagine you're doing it, and that's what
Yeah. Like I heard it click, and I go to open it, and you can see he just twisted the jam shut, and I'm just like,
Felix, what do you do?
I'm gonna get everyone riled up to go over to that where they're trying to open that door.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, I'm gonna say you make it to about here. And these guys are gonna surge forward with you. Just to keep it simple, they're surging that.
Felix. Shillelagh.
I can try to hit the lock with the shillelagh.
Do you wanna try?
Sure, I'll try to hit the lock with the shillelagh.
Roll it.
16.
16. No, it is not enough to, it just kind of bounces off of it. And then that makes it Ragnar's turn, who has moved in the other direction. Who's over there?
Shit, where's Ragnar? We need to.
He's
Within
about
30
30
feet
feet
of
of
us. What are you doing over there?
I'm running for my life.
Okay. You run to 30. Okay. That makes it the top of the round. The Tarrasque turns and sees basically a bowling alley of all of the victims all in one area and a straight run towards them. So he lets out a mighty roar, and he does what Tarrasques and T-Rexes and stuff do basically, and gets all postured and gets his feet, and he gets ready. It looks like he's going to start charging in that direction. That makes it Cygnus's turn.
This time, before smashing again,
Okay.
I say a little prayer
Okay.
to Saint.
Meanwhile, knowing he's gonna kick this again, I get myself
Okay.
out of his way.
All right.
I don't
What is
want
your
him to
What
kick
is your
mine.
prayer? What do you say to your God in this moment of heightened stress?
Her name is Saint Veritas.
Okay.
And I ask her, I tell her, I know that this beast is not sent by the gods of good and the gods of light. So in order for me to exist and to prove to the people of this town that their misfortune isn't a result of, my God,
Mm-hmm.
that I need you to save me.
Okay.
In this moment, I need you to help me open this door.
Okay. So you basically say you want to be the light of the example of their light and lead everyone to safety in her name?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's all in her name, so
Okay.
let's hope I don't roll one.
Roll a persuasion as far as your prayer is concerned. At
Okay.
advantage, because you're a
Sure.
paladin. You've dedicated your life.
Agreed, nice. Okay, that's a little better. 16 is the higher.
16. You hear in your head to shout to the people loudly that by the light of her name to follow you to safety. And your what is it? Your not longsword. What do you have?
I have a halberd.
Actually begins to glow on its own, and that's what she tells you to do.
Okay.
Sees us anyway.
And then try the lock.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna do that?
With another bash.
Okay.
Smash.
At advantage this time.
Okay.
She answers your prayer. Do you follow her words and say that to everyone?
Gladly. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That is a 13. With advantage, it's a 20.
That's it. So what's her name again?
Saint Veritas.
Saint Veritas. Saint Veritas to safety. Saint Veritas leads us to safety. And you're just slamming like that. And the light, every time you hit it, the light shines brighter and brighter and brighter so that everyone sees it. And they actually kind of take a step back for a moment because something is happening. And then as you hit it the third time, there's this huge flash of holy light, and the lock itself just shatters into a million pieces, and the trap door is now open.
Great.
And you hear a mighty roar from behind you as the creature begins to make a charge in the direction. You can open the thing there, and it's your turn. Are you going to go in? What are you going to do?
I'm at 1 hit point. I don't know if going in first is going to be best, but then that means that things are going to charge before getting in there.
What about all the innocent people? Really? You're just thinking about yourself.
Listen, I'm a wood elf. I'm not here for you. I might be a neutral sage here, but I'm still an elf, okay? We have priorities. No, I'm just gonna dive in there.
Okay, so you go diving in. You know, it's not the worst move, so I'm gonna just set him off the board because you go inside or like that. That makes it, I'm just gonna say, now it makes it Felix's and Ragnar's turn. What are you guys gonna do?
Everyone follow me! And I'm
Alright.
hopping in.
You're gonna double move?
You can tell them to follow
Okay.
Last
me
one I
and
would've
shot
done.
and dive in the hole.
They've been following me this whole time.
They have been.
They're
So
following me.
you start piling in
I like
very
this Felix,
inelegantly.
a natural born leader.
Right, you're
No.
piling in, just, you know,
I get-
escaping the zombies of the apocalypse.
I get to the edge just to make sure that the death dudes aren't trying to kill off more people.
Right. And the Tarrasque begins charging forward, and you can see him getting closer and closer. He crunches a couple
Hurry
of
up,
these guys
jump in
here.
the hole, jump in the hole, jump.
The last thing that you see before it's your turn to jump, so all these people just start diving into the hole. They're just like going in as fast as they can. If they have children, they're literally throwing them in the, you know what I mean? There's probably arms being broken.
Make a dex check.
Right. They're failing. There's no, it's just like wanton, everybody throwing themselves in. And you guys tumble down these long stairs. Like there's some pain that's involved when you jump in there. It's not like, but it's good because it's probably about 20 feet down. So you go well below the surface, and you notice this is all good solid stone foundation. All of these guys start pouring in as fast as they can, throwing themselves in there. I'm going to say that many make it, and this many are not available yet. Ragnar, when it's your turn, are you going to dive in or?
Yeah, well, I was gonna try to get as many people as I could
Okay.
through my turn before, I'm gonna wait, you know, till last, trying to get as many people through.
The last thing that you see is he stops here, and this guy stomps on one of the doom speakers, and another one he picks up with his maw and he throws it up in the air and just goes chomp, and he starts chowing down on him, and then he turns and he looks to see you guys, and it looks like he's going to start moving in this direction again. These buildings will probably all be destroyed in the next few seconds. He does not have to take time to destroy these things, just mass alone is enough to just wreck through it. And you feel if you don't go now, then you're
I'll go, I'll wait till the, you know, till last, try to get as many people in as I can, and then I'll jump in.
okay. So- All right, the last but not least, it is your turn. All these other people were filing in or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's your turn before it's their turn.
You gonna leave them out there?
Are you gonna?
No. I light up my powder and I try to do the whole like over here thing.
Okay, so you're gonna try and get its attention.
I'm gonna try to get its attention, but it's so big that
Right.
I can't move any distance where
Are
it's
you
not
trying
gonna.
Right, you're never gonna outrun it.
You're not trying to inspire the people to run.
Well, here's my real question. Do you hold the door open for them to go in before you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
A hero to the end.
I have to do it. It says it right on my
3. The Tarrasque, so they all get pouring in. They all pour in and they make it through. By the time the Tarrasque, he is able to destroy basically, he gets all the way, he rolled a 3 out of 4. He makes it, all of this just gets totally wrecked. He makes it to about here.
If he stomps on the basement with the whole thing.
You don't think so?
Okay.
Roll an initiative
Sure.
between you and the Tarrasque.
15.
14, I'm not kidding you. So, I'm not kidding you. There's a 14. So you literally dive down the thing. You don't even have time to close the trap door. Not that it would matter. But you just dive down there. Make a dex save on, because you literally just died with wanton abandon down. Make a dex save to make sure that you don't lose your remaining hit points as you dive down.
Sure. Not very good. Oh, a 1.
A 1, you fail. You literally start
He
breaking.
could be within 30 feet of me.
Correct.
Oh,
So,
it's a 2 though.
Oh.
It's
With
2.
a negative with -1.
Okay.
-1
So you get to the bottom of the basement, you open your eyes and you see the Reaper 30 feet away. Roll your first
Oh, sure.
death save.
You crawled into a demon basement.
Fail.
A fail.
Yeah.
So it moves to 20 feet. You see your friend throw himself down. He's all bloody, bruised. Part of his arms and legs are like twisted in the wrong direction
Oh my
because he's
goodness.
just literally threw himself down the stairs at 1 hit point to
Got
begin with.
destroyed by stairs.
Do you have any healing that's left or no?
I have an untrained medicine check.
Can I do a quick fix field hospital?
That's gonna be fine. Go ahead and roll it.
He's got wisdom.
He's got wisdom.
14.
We can use the pole of his halberd to straighten his spine.
I'm gonna allow you to make another death save.
I have to make
Yeah.
another one? Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's not a good thing.
I'm gonna dig in my pack and pull out a potion.
Okay.
Another fail.
Another
That's
fail.
me.
Oh, I'm sorry. An advantage. Roll it at advantage. I'm sorry.
Advantage.
An advantage.
You want my green dice before you do that?
Yeah, give me that green dice. I'm throwing it in this box too. It's 9?
No, that's a
I'm gonna
fail.
It was close. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Potion.
You use your potion,
Ryan's
right?
got a potion.
The Reaper starts coming towards you, and
Uh-huh.
he literally pulls his big scythe back, and he's starting, as he's going to swing it, he pours the potion down your throat, and the scythe basically turns immaterial in your sight, and it goes through, but it doesn't actually cut your silver cord.
Yeah.
You watch, it just kind of like, it becomes non-real in that moment as you transcend back into the primaterial plane, and he literally saves your life, because you were dead for sure when that
So you
happens.
got 3 hit points, so that means he was stabilized with 4, or would it be 3 because you start at 1 technically?
He's got 9 hit points.
He's got 3 hit
He was
points,
at
yeah.
0.
3
Right.
0? Okay.
And you are stable. You are saved there. You hear the sound of the Tarrasque above, and there's some scratching and stuff. You hear the claws like deep, like gouges, and the whole ceiling or whatever it is shakes. But you're in what's basically looks like a wine cellar. It looks like a very nice wine cellar. But there's another door that's there that's barred and locked, that's got a bar on it. Do you want to go in that one, or do you want to stay where you're at? And
I'll go look at it.
all right, so you just pop the bar off like that, and you open up the door, and as you look down, it goes down yet another 10 or 15 feet, which would put you but you'd be like 40 feet below the surface, but there's going to be,
Cast light on my top of my staff.
okay,
Go down.
so you see the hallway going down, and you can hear the screams of the Tarrasque in rage as its meals escaped it, and after a time, you hear it that apparently wanders off. Now, you don't know where it went to, but it wanders off.
Yeah.
We're going to call that, it's a little bit early, we're going to call that the end of this session. So for your next session, you guys have a choice, obviously. At some point, you come out of the, but do you want to continue to explore the basement of the mages, that's here? Do you want to head up and find where the temple is of the Doom Speakers so that you can put an end to their cult? Do you want to, you've got the map that you swiped that's on an island. This was only one of 3 ships that were there, so it's depending on you could possibly hire out one of those ships and go after that. Captain Finn is missing. You have no idea. He dove into the water and you never saw him. He could be dead. He could be
And they call it Doom what? Doom Speaker?
Doom Speaker.
Doom Speakers.
Or you could do that. So you have 4 bits. What are you guys interested in doing?
I feel that maybe in our interest to continue exploring a little bit because you guys might get something out of it.
Oh,
Both you being magic users and we being in a magic user's basement, I feel like you may find a trinket of value.
No, but I just think about the people up above, and we need to do something about these Doom Speakers to put an end to the drug trade has been squashed for a little bit, but I think we need to, my thoughts, to take care of the Doom Speakers because that's a poison that will continue to persist if nothing is done.
So we think that the Tarrasque will have wandered a
At
bit?
some point,
It is
it's
now
going-
just historic
Well,
ravaging the
at
countryside?
some point it has wandered off, but because you get far enough underground that you don't know, did it go back into the water, did it go into the country? However, whenever you come back out, it's not like you need tracking to figure out which direction it went in. You know what I mean? You can
Follow the
clearly
instructions.
see,
All the menace.
so you'll have some idea as far as, I will say this, let's say you're there for a day under the ground and so you're like, we haven't heard anything. When you finally just peek your head up so you do some recon, and it looks like it went back into the river.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, it looks like it went back into the river.
I did want to explore the rubble of the drug house, because she had some stuff.
Oh, she did have some stuff, didn't she? Yeah, I think we might try to like loot.
Yes, I thought we could,
I mean, you guys can loot. I'll just watch.
Can we
I thought we could
I'll allow it.
see what we could find
How long do
anything
you spend looting?
in the ruins of her place.
How long do you spend looting?
Can we say that we spent part of that day underground searching the basement?
Well, if you want to explore the basement itself, then that's definitely going to be
Another
a
day.
thing.
Oh, that's dungeon. Yeah.
That's going to be a whole, that, right. I'm basically asking you what kind of session you want next. Do you want a dungeon exploration? Do you want to do a piratey thing on a ship where you go after X? Do you want to go out into the wilderness and find the, the Doom Speaker's temple and take them out?
Okay, so they have a temple that's not in town.
Correct.
That's sort of,
Correct.
we would be able to find it, or that would be part of the session.
So one of the people that survived, her daughter had been handed one of the books, and inside the cover of one of the books, there's this really crudely drawn map that basically shows where the temple is, because they would hand the books out basically to get people to hopefully come to them.
If found, please
Right,
return
please
to
return
us.
here,
With
right.
a crudely drawn map.
Secret Forest Temple.
Right. Yours truly, Gideon. Anyway, so.
I'll vote for, I want to go after the speakers. They dropped my friend Kalo here, hurt him real bad,
They did.
and they were, yeah, and they also worship all around God.
They were murdering innocent people.
Innocent people.
Mhm.
And, we can't let dark gods
No.
get any sort of favor.
No.
Not on my watch.
Okay, so a vote for the Death Speakers. Kalo,
I mean, I'm with the group.
whatever they decide is fine with you?
Yeah, I'm
Any other
with the
strong
group.
preferences?
We'll go for the Death Seekers because that sending your own kind to be killed is not very natural.
Okay,
Mm.
all right.
Yeah, smiling while getting your bells rang is probably not
Okay,
normal.
you're curious as a magic user, as a spellcaster, how were they able to cast one spell that touched two people at the same time? You know that the
I can't do
spells.
that.
Right, you can't do that, so
I would
there's
like to
something going on there that you would like to get to the bottom of to find out how they made that possible.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that.
Okay, so the Death Speakers is where you guys are going to go for, which will be you go through the wilderness, and eventually you'll be at the Death Speakers temple.
Do
Do
we
you wanna-
get,
do
do
you
we
wanna
get a
check
long
out-
rest during our day of hiding?
I'm sorry.
Do we get a long rest during our day of hiding?
We
Absolutely.
get healed up.
Do you wanna
And we
check
get
out?
a level?
You guys are yes,
We'll
you're
be
level.
second. We'll be second.
So you guys will be all second level.
Did want to check out the ruins of the opium den.
You spend some time looting, and you each end up getting 200 gold pieces worth of loot.
Damn. Well, this town's kind of like probably wrecked for a little
A
while.
little bit.
So we're probably not going to be able to go on a shopping trip.
There's going to be some rebuilding time.
But I've got enough gold for